the young and foreign.
Kick to the gut!
Kick to the gut.
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 Kick to the gut. Kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut.
Hey, kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut.
Kick to the Gut podcast.
Kick to the gut podcast.
Kick to the gut.
Your podcast sucks!
on to the wind, walked on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart.
Keep going, bro. I can
you'll
feel it.
never walk alone. You never
walk alone. I don't know, so I sing with you. Oh my god, okay, we're good to go, baby. Muhammad Gaddafi, bro, Gaddafi is like, please stop. Just stop.
You guys heard that?
Yes, they heard it.
Okay,
What's up? Here we go.
on.
Okay, all right, take 2. It's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building, guys. We've missed you. I'm so sorry about all this connection loss and all that audio problems.
I have to say, right, because I spent this entire weekend redoing my setup. As you can see, my background now is a curtain because at the back still like a mess, right? So I pulled the curtain so you can't see behind the curtain, right? Yeah. That's why, like, you know, with computer stuff, you redo things, you plug everything exactly back in, software side will fuck up something.
Of course, bro. Hey, Brace, speaking of fucking up, today I'm very surprised that it's not my leg situation. But can you give me 5 seconds while you talk to the crowd? I gotta show you guys something. Wait.
Hey, bro, I don't know what Foreign is gonna show us, but okay, here we go. Here's the tease. Foreign has dropped the tease. He's gonna show us something in his bedroom right now. I don't know what's going on. Is it flashing lights or what? Freaking! This is the you'll never walk alone party, you know, after Liverpool's big win. What the hell is, bro? Are you giving us a tour of your room? What is going on? I see a keyboard at the back.
Okay. Wait. Testing. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you. That was a moment. Okay. What's going on? I feel like we need like epic.
Testing.
Oh, we need lead up music. Like, you know, Goldberg's entrance.
Testing.
I can hear you.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay.
Okay, good. So that was a nice interplay. Okay, wait. Walk on. With hope in your heart. Okay,
you're going to chase away all the Manchester United fans.
Okay, I was doing everyone a disservice by not wearing a Liverpool shirt today.
Okay.
I was trying to be neutral, but okay, I got it out of the way. So yes, let's talk wrestling, bruh.
Wrestling. Let me say hi to Trickster, to Muhammad, Daniel, to Edison, to Irvin, to Gaddafi, everyone basically. Nasri, what's up, y'all? Pascal,
Hello.
Thank you so much for hanging out and
What's
riding
up?
through the technical difficulties. Okay, we're good. We're ready to roll. So let's talk about wrestling. But before we talk about wrestling, let's talk about football. Okay, 5-0. Like I was telling you in silence just now because nobody else heard it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched football since, because Chelsea used to be my team. I haven't watched since like Frank Lampard, John Terry was the captain, Didier Drogba. So yeah, it's been a while. So how come now I watch like macam Manchester United become S-League like that? What's going on?
Okay, first of all, bro, if you ever want to get back into watching a Chelsea, right, it's a great time because they are actually top of the table right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So you guys have a very good team right now. So I think it's worthwhile. And you also have a Didier Drogba 2.0 in Lukaku. So that's one thing. But bro, yeah, as I was saying, right, like in the week leading up to this build-up between Mania and Liverpool, like even a casual fan know that Ronaldo came back. Right,
of
so
course.
there's a lot of hype at the beginning of the season for Man U. Like, oh my god, is this the time they become title contenders? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Sad to say, like, they reverted back to the norm, lah.
The norm.
Norm. I know, bro. It's so weird to say that Man U right now their norm is average. Very average.
I can feel the salt dripping out of you, bro. So
No, not really. But you know what's the funny thing? Because like in my chat group, I have a chat group where it's like we play FIFA all the time.
Okay.
Half of it is like Man U fans, half of it is Liverpool fans. So we bust each other balls like crazy. But the funny thing is like yesterday, right, when they were getting trashed, we didn't even banter or do anything. Like we felt sorry, bro.
it's like moment of silence. It's like, okay, we realize this is a hurtful time for them. Let's not rub salt in the wounds, right?
Yeah, because we know how it feels. So
actually, that's very true, you know, because I have some colleagues, right? I'm not gonna name names, but always
I know
like,
who.
you know who Like Man U, Liverpool, when it comes to those two clubs, they have a lot of shit to say. I'm like, it is a work WhatsApp lah. Fuck off my work WhatsApp. Stop sending me 10,000 messages. I don't care, right? But last night, quiet, bro. Not a sound. I was like, ooh, what's going on?
Hey, so how's JK?
Hey.
Hey, what?
Who? Why? Yeah, very quiet. So
Very
anyway,
quiet.
I guess let's move on from the football talk to the wrestling talk. There's a connection, okay? Because you were telling me earlier, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, they posted on their social media about the match, right?
Yep. Yes, correct.
Edison says it's Oli's fault, as in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is that right?
Correct.
Hey.
Only Gunnar Solskjaer was during your time.
Yeah, I know that name because that used to be my ex-girlfriend's favorite player because she was a Man U fan.
Good job on dumping her, bro.
Hey, bro, why so bad, bro? I mean,
Just kidding.
you know, it was interesting lah. We would watch like Premier League over the weekend last time, and then like you know, when it came to Man U versus Chelsea, it was like, all right, we each wear our jerseys. But anyway, let's not go back in time. Let's think about last week.
Yes, let's. I mean, slightly back in time, not all the way back.
Slightly.
In
All
time,
right. Let's go. Saudi Mania. Okay, you know what is weird to me? I don't know if it's because I'm old or nothing really stands out anymore to me, but did it seem like the best WWE show in a long time?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not the only one then.
You're not. You know, it's weird because like, in spite of the location, in spite of like all the
Controversy.
association with that area, right? Like on the whole, if you just observe the show in its without any bias or what, right? It literally was one of the best WWE shows that they put out. I think even better than SummerSlam, even better than WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree with you 1000%. You know, all the Saudi Mania money put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces. But here's the thing too, and I realized, I'm not saying what was missing, but this is like the secret sauce. The crowd. The crowd was so ready for every... Bro, like when was the last time you heard every match? This is awesome. Fight forever. Like some of the matches didn't even warrant a fight forever, but I was like, okay. Oh, I feel y'all.
I think that's the great thing about WWE traveling overseas to like shows that they rarely do. I think the crowd is just hot for everything because they want to see all their biggest stars, right?
Yeah.
I want to say something very interesting though. Do you realize, I think, right, the Saudi government, they got smartened up to WWE trying to trick them. They thought like, oh, okay lah, go Saudi Mania, just give them like a glorified house show. Give them Legends tour, you know?
Yeah.
But then they're like, no, we don't want all these crappy like Legends reunion matches. We want like actual storylines that make sense. And I think they took that to the advice.
Tovakin, what's up, man? How you doing? Tovakin says
up?
Saudi money is best money. Actually, money is just money. And you're probably right, but also I think that WWE realizes, okay, we can't use this as a glorified house show anymore. You know, there has to be continuity. We want to put importance on this. And plus, we need to do something to shock the, not shock, like, you know, to get people to realize, hey, come look at us. Stop looking at the other product. Look at us. You know what I'm saying? Because now you see AEW sort of getting all that momentum. To be fair, I know people always say I hate AEW. I've given them credit for, you know, getting the momentum, right? Because of the new signings. But I feel like now they are sort of plateauing. We'll get to that in a bit.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You're right. There's certain valid points that can be made about what AEW is doing right now. But like focusing on WWE,
Hold on. Bro, please remind me to talk about the main event of Saturday Night Dynamite, please. Okay, anyway, please go on.
Okay, can.
You know what I'm gonna say.
I know what you're gonna say. No worries, bro. But for WWE, I feel like they were very smart in laying out the match. Who thought that, you know, opening a pay-per-view with a Hell in a Cell would actually be something exciting? I mean, of course it is. But usually it's safe for the main event, right? But I think in this scenario, it works so well to hype out the crowd immediately from the get-go. Yeah,
you have to imagine that, okay, usually now the opening match is probably going to be the second best match of the night. Like, almost the opening match is almost like could have been the main event, but because there was something bigger, storyline-wise, we'll put this to hype the crowd out. It feels like that, and I think you're right. This match definitely deserves it. But before we get there, because it was great for us, 11 p.m. Wow, shook! I can watch the kickoff show as well.
Yeah.
The Usos versus the Hurt Business. I mean, there's history, there's a reason, but also at the end of the day, it was like, okay, lor.
It was heel versus heel.
Yeah.
And another weird thing is because Hurt Business and Usos are not on the same brand.
Nope.
So it was a very random contendership. But the funny thing is, it's almost as if the Saudi Arabian crowd make the Usos de facto faces. Do you think so?
Yeah, like I said, the crowd was super into everything, which makes the whole show. I think you can, if you are going on a 5-star rating, you give an extra star for the crowd. No doubt. It made everything more happening. Like, even if I wasn't paying attention, I'd be like, holy shit, the crowd's popping. Why is it? Oh, it's just the Usos. Okay lah, what they're doing is quite good lah. Maybe, I feel this happens a lot of times. Certain, places, they've seen so much wrestling, they get jaded.
Don't you agree that I think the crowd, right, getting hyped up, right, just by association, our brain gets trained to like, okay, actually, I'm gonna get excited about this.
Yes.
It's like comedy, right? Yeah. Like if it's a joke, right, everyone laughs. I'm like, okay, I also laugh.
Bro, see, that's the exact thing. Like when you watch sitcoms, like there's a YouTube video out there. I think they like showed clips of, like, for example, The Big Bang Theory, but without laugh track. It's like damn not funny, and they were trying to illustrate the point. A lot of time they put the laugh track to get you to laugh as well. Yes,
that's the reaction that they want to get.
Yeah,
and I believe that. I think a lot of reasons why AEW works is because the crowd is so hot all the time.
Yeah.
You can't get help but get swept up, in the vibe and the hype for it as well.
Like Rigatoni
and Seth Rollins.
Okay, anyway, we're still talking about WWE. Let's move on to the main event, I suppose. Not main event, the main card. Okay, so yes, starting off the night, freaking Edge versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
It was a bit curious lah. Like the very first match is basically TLC in Hell in a Cell. Because I guess for their safety, nobody's diving off the cage anymore. Which is, is good. But the problem is Mick Foley, that sound bitch, he set the bar way too high already.
Yeah, that's true. But in this scenario, I think it makes storyline sense, and also from a character perspective, a lot of sense for Seth Rollins and for Edge to bust out the ladder, make it a bit of a TLC. Do you realize a very interesting thing about the camera angle of the match? Because usually every time they always have like the main hard cam, right?
Yeah.
But they always shoot the rest Hell in a Cell from the main hard cam, and you always have the cell blocking the view. But it's almost as if they set up their own mini hard cam inside the Hell in a Cell itself. But because it's a huge camera, right? They can't put it all the way at the center. So they put it off center a bit. So most of the main match being shown, right, was like a bit off center. Did you realize that?
I never realized that. That's an interesting point. And did it make the... Well, if the fact that I didn't even notice this means that they did a good job of hiding whatever they were doing lah.
Yes. If you rewatch it back, right, you actually, I find that angle was even more interesting because I really felt like it's really in my room. Yeah. I just wanted to just share with you how I was watching. Not Crown Jewel, but I was watching Dynamite. Because I was having a staycation over the weekend, right? And I realized that even Dynamite is using a lot of this. WCW used to do it a lot. They make most of their main action, right, shot by the guy that is standing on the apron, using the apron camera. So that's where usually they shoot for promos. But sometimes they have the main matches, they actually just show using that camera. And every time like Daniel Bryan or whoever did like a top rope run up and like backflip and what, it's like really he running into my house like that. Running into the room, like really bring the action to your room. So I felt that in the Hell in a Cell match. It's pretty dope.
Maybe they just had more cameramen in there this time. I don't know. And they were just doing a better job of hiding them.
Yes, I believe so. Because if you realize most of the action happened at the center of, you know how they used to always brawl all around the corners of the ring in the cell.
Yeah.
And they never did a lot of cell spot at the corner anymore. Did you realize in this particular match?
No, I did not. Well, here's the thing, right? I thought because watching the match, you had your build up, and they're referencing all their old stuff, pulling out old moves, but they've done that match already, right?
Yeah.
To me, I enjoyed it because it was a culmination in a Hell in a Cell. This is very classic, like pro wrestling build up, and it's not like some bullshit. Oh, they start. I'm gonna reference the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle, but it's like they didn't start with the worst and then all of a sudden have a series of matches. No, they just had the 3 matches. They spanned it over 7 years, supposedly a rivalry, so everything, the package, everything, like they could have gone in there and had a regular match and I would have been fine with it, just with the cell spots. I just wonder though, did they do too much with, every fucking table, chair, ladder, and all that stuff right off the bat?
As in terms of setting the tone
for
the rest of the pay-per-view, I think that it was their intention to steal the show and like
Sure.
here set the standard, and I think that would motivate the rest of the roster. I mean, this is just my opinion, but I believe, right, this is a crazy statistic, but you know, Edge only has been in one Hell in a Cell match before this match.
Undertaker lah. Yeah.
Yes, at SummerSlam 2008, right?
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think in all the times Edge has been a main eventer, he only ever had one Hell in a Cell match. And this Seth Rollins have freaking 3 matches already.
Oh, true. But then again, Edge, you count the number of ladder TLC matches he's had versus
Yes.
Seth Rollins. Then, okay, like you mean, he was the ladder guy. He was the TLC guy. So, you know, not everyone needs to be the Hell in a Cell guy, which is great for this match.
Don't you think Edge might have requested when he returned, you know what, let me just do one time a Royal Hell in a Cell, like how Jeff Hardy requested to do a Hell in a Cell match one time with Randy Orton, remember?
Yeah, just to say that,
Take it off the bucket list.
Yeah. Okay, that could be it as well. Some people, Trickster just mentioned in chat, match of the night, maybe match of the year. Would you go that far?
I don't know whether it's match of the year, but I definitely think it's hands down the best rivalry of 2021 in WWE.
I will agree with that, yes. I wouldn't say best match of the night even because I enjoyed one other match more so than this, but we'll get to that later. Yes. You okay?
Bless me.
Yes, bless you.
Bless me.
So there you go. Edge beat Seth Rollins. I mean, we talked about this last week. Like, Edge doesn't need the win, but it made sense here for us in terms of wrapping up the story, right?
Yes, I agree. And also, I think for the storyline, you have to have the babyface overcome, especially in the babyface home crowd like Saudi Arabia, who wants to see their legends, right?
Exactly. And Seth doesn't need the win. He's not. Technically, this is like a legends versus veteran match. You don't need to put over somebody because whatever happens, Seth will rebound and do his gimmick, and he'll move on.
I mean, I almost kind of wanted Seth to win only because if he were to beat a legend like Edge, right, I think he's a ready-made contender. You know what?
Yeah.
As a number 1 contender to Big E.
Oh.
As a world title contender.
See, even though he lost, I still think he's a number 1 contender. He's one of those guys you can just slot him in. Now, whether he's going to be like a main boss contender, that's a different story. It's like putting Dolph Ziggler into the main event scene. Suddenly, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it, but is he going to just do a one-off program? Unfortunately, you know who else is in that category now? Finn Balor, but we'll get to him in a bit.
Yeah, that's true. But I kind of wanted, like, I thought it would be Edge who is like gonna push, like, you know what, let this kid like beat me, and for his legacy, he's the guy that took out Edge, and it will give Edge a ready-made reason to go on like a break and come back next year. But I think like we talked about earlier, the storyline, like sort of the moral of the storyline dictates that the good guy needs to win at the end, and. Like you said, like they were in Saudi, they want to cheer their heroes, so let them cheer Edge lah. Yeah, did you like this one spot? Like my favorite spot of the match was when Edge pushed Seth Rollins, like he was on the top, right? Then he cannot push, then he crashed into the side of the hell in a Cell, then he crashed through a ladder.
Yeah.
That looked dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, credit to Seth for being able to pull it off perfectly.
Yeah, he's so like a champ, man. So I thought like, for this guy, he is like making everyone like $1 million. So I really respected both of them putting their bodies on the line.
There you go. Let's move on then. And usually this is like the piss break.
Wait. One more thing. We had to also give credit to our referee on the match.
Oh yes, the first female referee in to ref a match in Saudi Arabia.
I like that she is a bit more underrated than Aubrey Edwards.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah.
Right?
Like they do too, like, yeah, I know. I get exactly what you're saying. Like the refs, all credit to refs, by the way. It's not an easy job. But also at the same time, refs shouldn't be the stars. They shouldn't be like so named. Okay, it's fine to name them. I think it's okay. Refs are people. Hashtag refs are people too. Okay, do we have any refs in the house, by the way?
Respect the ref. Oh, is our Ryan referee right?
Yeah, referee Ryan, yeah. No. But at the same time, they shouldn't be like, oh, referee Aubrey Edwards this, and she shouldn't be getting in people's faces. And, you're not a character. You are just supposed to be there to sort of facilitate these two superstars or these two performers.
Yeah, and I like that. Okay, one thing WWE I think must be credited for. Yes, they actually have a first ever ref, but they're not jamming it down our throats. It's a great achievement.
It's like they posted on social media. Oh, by the way, this happened,
Yeah.
And okay, so yes, let's talk about the next match then. Mansoor. Can you roll your R? I can't roll my R's.
Okay, Mansoor.
versus Mustafa Ali. Hey, did Mustafa Ali, like, did he used to wear eyeliner? Because I swear that's the first thing I noticed. Hey, what is he wearing?
You know what?
Why?
He was just trying to be a heel.
Like, this is like, yeah, he turned more heel than he was before, I guess.
Yeah,
And
but in Saudi Arabia, wearing eyeliner, it's not called eyeliner lah. It's actually a religious purpose.
oh, okay.
Like I think Saudi Arabia, you wear it for during prayers as well
Oh,
and stuff like that. So it could be a nod to like the crowd and like, oh, okay, I'm doing something for their culture. Yeah, so that could be one reason. But I do believe that him wearing eyeliner made him look more of like a Aladdin villain.
yeah, he did, right? He totally did. And then he was wearing a new like outfit, like a scarf thing. I don't know what the significance of that was, but was it like, you know?
The scarf, I don't think.
No?
I mean, I wouldn't know. But you know, when he came out in to his entrance, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I almost wish he had a Retribution theme song. Like his character very bland, bro.
Yeah. No,
Even
but,
if he brought back the armor, you know, go hard. That one was badass song also, you know.
yeah, but that one is face. Now he heel. Now he's freaking Jafar from Aladdin. You know.
Speaking of Jafar, right? Mansoor, fucking handsome, bro.
So
Handsome.
random.
No, I mean, like, if you think of objectively, right, he really looks like a big. Okay, if you ever want to put a baby face to a Saudi Arabian, Middle East, right?
Yeah.
Like you always think like, oh, all these evil people, but then you see someone like as so wholesome as Mansoor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Smart, they all.
Yeah. Very good point brought up by chat, by the way. Mansoor Taker. Because Mansoor now has Saudi Mania unbeaten streak. How many already? 3, Was it 4? 3.
Okay, I know he won the Greatest Royal Rumble one time.
Yeah.
He beat Cesaro one time.
Wait, he won the Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yes.
I thought that was Braun.
No, that was the one time. But remember they had another Royal Rumble. Was it a Saudi Cup or something like that? You know, some stupid ass cup.
Yeah, some bullshit tournament. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I know he won that. Then he got beat Cesaro one time. Cesaro put him over. So that's 3.
Holy hell. Yeah, dude. He is slowly but surely racking up. And if Saudi is going to keep spending money on this is going to be a streak to behold.
Okay, if
Mansoor Taker.
If Mansoor ever challenges for the world title at Saudi Mania Crown Jewel, or bro, it's gonna be RVD one night stand, bro. All over again.
What's that sign? If John Cena wins, we riot. Yeah, it'll be that situation.
Okay, mark my words. In 1 year's time, Mansoor versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship.
God, at Saudi, yeah. Interestingly enough, like I said, I don't know if they purposely set this up for Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali kind of made it a bit more unpredictable. Like, if it was Mansoor versus freaking whoever else, Drew Gulak, Cesaro, whatever, you're like, okay, Mansoor's going to win. But now they put him against Mustafa Ali, who is, I mean, he's not from Saudi, but
yes.
He's how do I put this?
I would say he's an equal counterpart to Mansoor in terms of like, okay, if you're a casual audience, you saw them as a tag team. You saw Ali beating up on Mansoor because he was supposed to be like the mentor, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost as if that levels it up because you have never seen whether Mansoor can actually overcome Mustafa Ali because he always get chumped and jumped on all the way throughout Raw.
Yeah.
But I have never actually enjoyed any of their matches or ever watched their encounter. I'm like, okay, even I'm a Muslim guy, so I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I know they are trying to have a thing. But then in that scenario, in that stadium with all the hometown fans of Mansoor, and they actually gave them a very competitive match. I actually enjoyed the match. I was like, bro, I didn't realize both of their movesets fucking dopes, yeah.
Yeah, no, they definitely, that's because they are usually showcasing it on 205 Live. So now, or main event, but now that we get to see them work, I think there's no doubt that there's definitely a lot of talent there. It's just whether they can, or they will, WWE will ever push them beyond this mid-card level.
I saw something on Twitter that I think you will fucking enjoy.
What?
So apparently Ryback commented on this match while it was happening. Like he was live tweeting. Then he says like, you can even give a Stone Cold theme song to Mansoor and he will never get over. He just does nothing for me. That's what he said, right?
Okay.
And you know what Mansoor replied with?
What?
He reposted Ryback's own tweet. Ryback posted a Twitter poll a few days ago. Do you see this on social media?
No.
He was saying like, if I were to return to wrestling, which company should I join?
Yeah.
So he put AEW, NXT, ROH, and then bottom he put retire.
And
And then retire was 80%. and then the funny thing is, so Mansoor, right, in response to Ryback, he didn't even have to say anything. He just reposted Ryback's own tweet. And then everyone complained like, you just self-own yourself, bro.
yeah, wow, that is hilarious, bro. Props to
Funny.
Mansoor for doing that, you know. But yeah, like, Ryback just comes across right now as like this bitter guy who didn't make it, and now nobody
Trying to find
liked.
attention.
Yeah, and then now he's trying to hashtag retire Ryback. Oh god, that's so bad.
Oh, the crowd. I mean, the chat is starting to talk about Ryback. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think they do. So okay, we had that match. Anything else you want to add to it? Because they redid the match on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, the match on SmackDown was just like greatest hits of everything that happened. The better match was definitely Crown Jewel.
Right.
And the ending with the random guy who's like a boxer and all that.
Oh,
I mean, doesn't do anything for us.
Boxer, he's karate lah. Boxer, he kicked him in the head.
Bro, I heard he was a karate player according to Michael Cole.
No, that's what they call karate competitors. They are called players.
Interesting. But when he came up, you know who I thought it was actually?
Who?
I thought it was R-Truth, yeah.
Why would R-Truth come out?
No, because he was a black guy in that thing. So I was thinking like it was a 24/7 titles thing happening.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right.
That was, I mean, much better. Like it popped the hometown crowd. It would have been like if a local hero or what come out in in Singapore. I mean,
yeah, like, it would have been like, let's say before Kurt Angle was a pro wrestler, if Kurt Angle showed up in Pittsburgh, that's what it was, you know.
Yeah.
So in this case, you had the karate guys. I think he won silver medal in Tokyo.
Tokyo, yeah.
I mean,
no cultural context to us, but if it was significant for that home crowd to support that crowd, I mean, much respect to them, man.
Of course, the commentators freaking out. I was like, oh my god, don't you know who that is? And
nope.
Yeah, like I was like, I bet you don't even know who that is. You only know because somebody told you or you researched it. You know what I mean? But okay, like it was what it was. It was for the crowd, and I enjoyed it. Like Irvin says that's the term. Judo player is also a thing. So yeah, people who do judo, they are called players.
Yeah, much respect to Mustafa Ali because I heard that he donated his earnings for this match to like a charity.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of respect for that. So I mean, if that's one way you want to like protest peacefully, I respect that.
This guy, this Mustafa Ali, really, you know, like. It's just such a shame. Retribution went nowhere. They don't know what to do with him. The whole Sub-Zero gimmick didn't work. And like I was low-key, and this is one of my low-key favorite angles on Raw. Like this whole like, you know, tough mentor, tough love thing. And then Mansoor like, I don't care, I will still do it. And then it's like, oh, will they? But then I guess now it's done lah. So, you know, Mansoor will disappear for another, you know, 7 months before the next Saudi show. I
honestly think Mansoor actually is winning and connecting with the crowd. I think he can actually challenge for a mid-card title at least, or at least be in contendership.
Okay. Bro. Mansoor, you do his name?
Mansoor.
Or you do Humberto Carrillo. Do
Humberto Carrillo.
So, who more handsome? Chat, please tell us too. Humberto Carrillo or Mansoor?
I'm biased lah. I would say Mansoor lah.
Oh, is it?
I'm more into like watching Bollywood and Turkish films than Mexican telenovelas and Spanish. So I'm more used to seeing that kind of handsome Middle Eastern Indian look.
Oh, okay. It's nice to know now,
bro. It's like the Shah Rukh Khan, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not personally into that. I'm saying that because I'm exposed to that. Like my girlfriend always makes me watch Bollywood movies. So
right. Then you know. The funny thing is, I'm trying to think. Okay, in terms of like, what about a sort of Asian guy like a in the WWE, like you think about it, it's only like Shinsuke. Like who else? Then I realize.
I mean NXT lah, Kushida.
No, bro. Dante Chen, bro.
Dante Chen is a good-looking man, bro. Shout out to Dante if you're watching this podcast.
He should be the next boy.
Yeah. I mean, he can definitely win the hearts of all the Chinese PRC women and all the Hong Kongers and all the.
Edison say CB, I'm more handsome lah.
Wait, did Edison just say that he's more handsome than Dante Chen?
Okay, Edison, okay. No. Okay, he said he's more handsome than Mansoor.
Oh, hey, that bro, Edison, you wanna go Mr. Universe, let's go, man. Let's
Let's
go.
do it. Tobakin
do it.
says Peter Avalon is more handsome. Hey, if you fuck off to the library, please. Fuck off to the library with that
Hey,
shit.
no. I mean, Peter Avalon is a handsome in a 70s porn star, mustachio kind of way.
With
I
the
mean,
porn
I get-
stash, right?
Yes.
Hey,
You know?
Tubbs, how you doing, dude?
Hello.
Thanks for dropping by the chat. Oh, by the way, if you missed anything, you can always check out the audio version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever else you get your good podcast content. Or
Yay.
check out the video on demand right here on YouTube. By the way, do us a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. All right, let's get back to Saudi Mania. Alamak. Tovakin says, imagine if they put him into some K-pop star gimmick. Dante?
Dante?
I don't know if you could pull that off. He's not
No.
skinny and
Yeah.
feminine enough.
They all must look skinny and feminine and have long, slender legs.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. Let's go.
The only thing I remember from this match is Riddle coming out in a camel. On a camel.
In a camel. What the hell, bro? Yeah. So there was that moment where they make the entrance and then he goes to the back and then Randy sells it like, what's going on? What is he doing? What the fuck is wrong? And then freaking Riddle comes out on a camel. I guess it was cute. It was funny.
Did he give you Bobby Heenan vibes on WrestleMania 9?
Yes.
Right.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, but he didn't say it backwards lah, you know?
Yeah. But what
yeah.
was funny, you didn't realize there was a whole bunch of like camels at the stage. What the fuck was that all about?
Hey,
They're just chilling.
The poor camels, do they not get frightened by the pyro or do they only bring it out at certain spots?
That's why I was thinking that. I was like, what the hell are you doing so near to the entrance? What if like the fireworks or what scared the shit out of them?
This reminds me of the time freaking Cody, we're gonna talk about him more than once, brought his dog out and then there's pyro and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah, you didn't scare or petrify the crap out of the dog.
So I don't know, maybe camels, they have earmuffs on or whatever lah.
They were just chilling. I think they were munching on some grass or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I think in Saudi Arabia, camels can just, they are like treated like cows, like secret cows in India.
Also,
they
they're
can just,
super
like,
chill lah.
They can just go wherever the hell they want. We just have to like move around them.
Sure. So anyway, yes, Riddle comes out on a camel. The match itself was kind of bleh because we've seen this match like a gajillion times. And I'm kind of bored of it already. Like, I feel like RK Bro need to find new contenders at this point.
I agree, but the crowd was definitely hot for AJ Styles, for Randy Orton. I think we had to give more credit to the Saudi Arabian fans. They are smart. They also have social media. It's not as if they don't follow what's happening.
But I mean, they cheered the shit out of Goldberg. So how smart? Anyway, okay, go on.
They are. I think they are smart in the sense that they are maybe not into the intricacies of like backstage stuff. But they respect like the story that everyone's trying to tell. Like, okay, if they are a baby face, okay, we're gonna respect, we're gonna cheer the baby face. Like how they are obedient in that way.
Yeah. Okay, that's a very good point actually, because the thing about a lot of these quote unquote smart fans, right, is that they want a lot. We see that a lot in certain crowds, especially AEW crowds. They try to hijack the show or they try to be too cool for school. It's like, oh, I know what they're doing. I'm not gonna play along. Sometimes wrestling is best when you play along.
Yeah, the fun comes from us acting like how the WWE wants us to act.
Yeah,
and
like
that will create the atmosphere.
Yeah, well, okay, to a point. Like if it's cringe, then okay, maybe like but if it's cringe, then the natural reaction would be but yeah, like there are some people, and we can be guilty of that once in a while. Let's not push the blame on other people, right? But we can be guilty sometimes. Oh, we know that he's trying to get popped, so we purposely boo him, or we try to fuck up his promo or whatever.
Being a petulant child.
A little bit. But that being said, this match did nothing for me. RK Bro need to move on. I don't know if they're going to turn on each other or they have to find other tag teams to fight, but I'm done.
I think it will be fun if they have a mini rivalry with Hurt Business.
Okay.
Now that they are back together, I think that will be interesting.
You say mini, is it because Cedric Alexander is small?
Basket. No lah.
Well, Survivor Series is next, which means Randy Orton and Riddle versus the Usos.
Oh yeah, that would be an interesting. Yeah, that would be a fun rivalry.
Bro, what are you doing, bro?
Oh, do it again.
Usos.
So
just continue, no. Just Usos, you let me hanging. What the hell?
Bro, our chemistry not there. That's why we're not the tag team champions right now.
Usos.
So
Wow.
that was bad. That was bad.
Check.
Okay.
Yeah, the match itself was fine. I feel like Omos didn't even like show out Here, so whatever lah. I'm done.
He is really the friendly, jolly green giant, bro.
Trying to make angry faces, right? I think he has Bobby Lashley issues, which is he looks imposing, but somehow
He's
is not. Yeah. Anyway.
Like his smile betrays it, right?
Yeah. Or even if he tries to not smile, he's not there yet in terms of the facial expressions and the acting, whatever.
You know why? I think because he too handsome, lah, bro.
Dude, did you just say Omas is handsome?
Okay, Omas, right, is like a handsome Nigerian lovable prince kind of look. You know, like
What is this like freaking wrestler Tinder today? Okay, who handsome, who not handsome?
Bro,
we got Mansoor, we got Omas.
Sometimes you gotta give credit. You gotta
Sure.
you gotta appeal to our one female audience in this royalty if she's ever here, lah. But okay, do you watch Black Panther? Who's that guy? The one who is the Winston Duke.
M'Baku.
M'Baku.
Yeah.
You know, like he is like he looks fierce, but you can't really like hate him because he's like, I think in a way he's lovable.
Yeah, sure.
So Omas have that same problem, bro. He needs to be an uglier motherfucker, then you hate him.
Okay then. That being said, let's talk about the Queen's Crown. Zelina Vega versus Doudrop. Of all the combinations they could have had for this finals, I'm sorry, but this did nothing for me. They were both like, they're both not ready.
Why not Shayna Baszler? Why not Liv Morgan, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Zelina Vega won, and then I mean the whole time she was doing the whole Queen thing. So maybe to look at it on a positive spin, maybe she's going to pull off a Booker T style, like, you know, she's going to take this gimmick over the top, like hello, and all of a sudden got British accent, and she's going to really lean into it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if that gives her a change of character, makes her a bit more interesting, and do those kind of segments backstage and stuff.
Yeah,
at least it gives her something to do. But I feel bad for Doudrop because Doudrop, what is she doing now then? Like,
bro, Doudrop came in with Eva Marie. She was DOA. Okay, we said it from day one. That whole Eva Marie thing didn't work. It was the most weird upside down. I don't know who was pulling the strings there. It feels to me like it's a political thing because this is a story that anybody could have written, and somehow they bungled it up.
Bro, you know, something worse could have happened at the end of this match, bro. At least they went with a clean finish. What if Doudrop was about to win and then all of a sudden kena interfered by Eva Marie, a returning Eva Marie caused Doudrop to lose the Queen's Crown?
I don't think Eva Marie would have worked in Saudi in that, how do I say this delicately? Her whole gimmick is that she is, well, fucking hot as shit.
Okay.
And she can't dress like that there, so it wouldn't work. It should be, who is that? Oh, okay, it's some random chick in baggy clothes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Lita made baggy clothes look hot, but I guess she was showing her off her G-string at the same time. So.
Yeah, there's still that, you know, and like I said, I always go back to my clubbing days, and these were good times, man. I mean, you know, hey, whatevs, but you know, this is my clubbing. It's like, you know, a banger comes on the in the dance floor, and then all the girls like and then it's like, look at my G-string, thank you, Lita.
Point at G-string.
Well, they didn't lah, but they were dancing like that, and I thank Lita for starting that trend.
So, like, do people just get like tempted to just like put their finger and just like, you know, like wedgie them?
No, that one is harassment. Okay.
Oh, harassment. Okay, that one haram lah.
Yeah, no, that one haram. Don't consent. You must have consent if you want to do such things.
Okay, dope. So make sure Omas and Mansoor have consent before you hit on them.
The fuck.
No.
Anyway, I you know, Queen's Crown, very first, right? This kind of sucked. Not gonna lie, I just didn't enjoy it. I hope Zelina does something with it. I feel bad for Doudrop. The match itself was sloppy. It was, you know, it wasn't anything to write home about.
The whole tournament sucked.
Yeah, which is sad lah, because it's a spin-off of King of the Ring, and King of the Ring used to be one of my favorite tournament or gimmicks.
And also, you know how WWE always loves to push like, oh, the first ever women's this, women's that. This is actually the first time women had their own unique tournament competition. I thought they would have given it more push.
Well, like I said, maybe this just signifies a new gimmick for Zelina Vega, and she will, take it from there. But I still think she needs a lot more work in the ring. Anyway, let's not spend more time on this. Let's move on to the next. And you can see by the placement of the matches, right? Like it's like the big crazy match with all the weapons, and then followed by a bunch of normal matches, and then right in the middle,
crazy match.
Here's another crazy match with all the weapons. Goldberg. Now with like back to the whole knocking on the door, security walks out, that whole gimmick, they brought it there.
Bro, one of the security guard was so fucking skinny. Right at the doors, the one where he's the one that opened the door.
Yeah.
I was so scared that Goldberg just gonna push through him and he's just gonna bang into the wall and die. Like he was that skinny, bro.
Oh no. I guess it was a cool entrance, As someone who's watched wrestling for so long, I'm kind of over that already.
Yes, that's one thing, but I think the spectacle of Saudi Mania and I think Goldberg and the positive reaction that he got from the audience, I was a bit hyped for a Goldberg match, bro.
Really? Okay, you know what? The thing is, with the whole build-up of this feud, like, I get it, but this made me dislike Goldberg more.
Why?
Because, look, the whole premise was you beat up my son, and then this is not what a face would say. I will kill you, or he essentially made death threats, right?
No, it was the worst build, I admit.
Yeah,
the worst promos to build up the rivalry.
It made him seem like an unreasonable piece of shit, because at the end of the day, like, the heels made more sense, and the heel commentators were making sense.
Even Lashley was being reasonable because Lashley said, I didn't make death threats to your child.
Yeah, and, Sundberg, he was the one who jumped Lashley from behind. Lashley threw him over, put him in a hurl. Lashley didn't know. Like, logically, I'm actually siding with Bobby Lashley on this. I'm like, hey, this is Bill Goldberg a bit unreasonable, huh?
Lashley apologized. Lashley said, like, I didn't mean to hit your son. And what you're saying is character assassination. So I have to defend myself because that's not true. That he's being reasonable. Right?
But why is he the heel? That's my thing. Like, Goldberg comes across, what he comes across as one of those, like, parents that will go to the school and fuck up the teacher even though the teacher didn't do anything wrong. These are irritating.
Oh my god, that's
parent.
A great analogy, bro.
So I got so I actually was like, I felt bad for Bobby Lashley. So I'm like, this is anyway, we all know what's going to happen. And for whatever reason, right, Bobby Lashley has had really, really good Falls Count Anywhere matches.
Yeah, I agree. I was just about to make up the point that I wasn't scared it's going to be a squash match. It's not going to be Goldberg versus Ziggler. Because I know Bobby Lashley is a badass. Like he's being pushed like a badass is one thing, but I know he's a legitimate badass. So Goldberg can legitimately try to just run over and make Bobby look weak.
Right. Like,
they will definitely give a competitive match. So in the back of my mind, even before the match started, I was thinking it's not going to be a freaking spear jackhammer and it's gonna be gone. Like I think Lashley's gonna do some shit with it, and that's what they did, right? Like after Goldberg did one time jackhammer, he didn't go for the pin.
No, because he was so angry. He wanted to kill. Remember, he wanted to commit murder. Even the commentators would not say this, by the way. The commentators like, he almost lived up to his threat. It's like, bro, he's just saying lah. Anyway, I get it.
Can I be devil's advocate though?
Sure.
I think that Goldberg, if he wanted to make death threats, I think what better place to have commit that than in Saudi Arabia, bro.
Stop. Don't even go there, okay? Let's see. Fuck.
Fucked up, yeah.
Actually, Irvin has a very good point. Make Sundberg heel and then use his father to beat up people he don't like. Dude, that is an amazing idea. You know what the problem is? The problem is Goldberg his ego will not let him do it. I'm sorry, but we all know that he has quote unquote creative control over what he does, right? Or it's always part of his contract that he will have a say in where the character is going. And he views his Goldberg character as this superhero. Kids cheer for him. He'll never do something as edgy as that. You know what I mean?
You think he will really play second fiddle to his own son, man? He'll be like, Sundberg, know your role and suck ma. Okay, never mind.
No, I think he would be okay letting his son get the shine. I just don't think that he feels like his name should be associated with being a heel. Like he's so into himself, his character.
Deluded lah.
In a way, kind of like Cody. Okay, there's a second Cody reference before we actually talk about Cody.
No one's bringing it up except you, bro. I think.
know. I'm boiling inside, bro. And maybe Cody is just the best heel. We just don't know it. Anyway, Lashley. This is what made me feel the worst for Lashley. When his music hit, the crowd was like, meh. Which is very sad.
I get it. I heard the crowd went mild lah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But my question to you is, has WWE stripped Lashley of his invincibility aura like fully after losing this match? Or did he will bounce back?
No, I think he can, but in fact, he probably needs to take a break, to be honest, to be refreshed or something. Because WWE fucked it up by disbanding the Hurt Business, right?
Yes, should have done it in the first place.
Yeah, now they try to 6:30 put it back together. It's not really working because, let's face it, who was the glue? MVP. And he's out, getting surgery. So yeah, I would say let Bobby Lashley take some time out, rest, recuperate. And then when he makes his comeback, come back with MVP, form the Hurt Business again and run roughshod. Yeah. His character at this point, actually, it's not even at this point, to be honest. Like, even at his heelish best, he was like, you know what I mean?
He was a champion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted him to be a WWE champion for longest time, and he did. But he was never gonna be like the main guy, money draw.
Yeah. When people saw him win and cheered for that or gave great reactions, because they respect him, I think. More so than whoa, oh my god, I want to see this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it. He's definitely somebody that is valuable. He's a good worker, good enough, especially if he could, carry Goldberg to this. And to Goldberg's credit too, I think he really put in a lot of time to make sure he didn't pull off another Undertaker Goldberg match in Saudi Arabia.
Is it me or Goldberg actually look a bit more jacked than the last couple of years?
I'm sure he fucking just really went at it lah. Before his ego wouldn't let him do a match that stank. And because this was quote unquote no holds barred, falls count anywhere, it didn't have to be a technical match. So he just needed to be able to pull off the jackhammer. Everything else, actually, I wouldn't say I will never say it's easy because it's not, but it doesn't require technical finesse. He can just power through it.
I respect how they've taken care of their bodies, both of them, at their advanced age,
Well, I read somewhere their combined age is like 97 or some shit like that. It's like, holy hell.
Goldberg this is 54.
Yeah.
Lashley's 45.
Yeah, so you add together, it's like, whoa. The fact that they managed to do what they did, kudos to them. They had to have the, quote unquote, like Jim Cornette says, the gaga. Because they're not going to go in there and have a competitive one-on-one technical match. And
I do find that, if they had to make Lashley lose, falling off from a elevated spot like that, I think that was pretty dope way of ending the match. At least it was spectacular looking.
Yeah, it was cool visual, and credit to the WWE's production team or, whoever puts the props together. It didn't look like that soft crash pad that Chris Jericho fell on.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, and also the way they were filming it and shooting it, and the way the lighting was dark.
Yeah.
When they fell, I thought like they were gonna really fall on the ground. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if they went a few meters to the left or right or forward, they would have fallen onto the ground. So I think they did the best that they could at their age, at their points in their careers.
It's infinitely better than the SummerSlam match for sure. Don't need to say, no questions. But I think, if you thought what is the best scenario match that they could have had? This was it. Yeah. And they delivered.
So well done. Well done to them. Well done for WWE to have put this together. Let's hope we don't see Goldberg anymore. Not for a while.
Until next year, Royal Rumble and the main event of WrestleMania.
Stop! No!
Over.
Why would you curse us like that? All right, unless Sunberg is coming out Heelberg. Let's go.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods versus Finn Balor. like how they gonna follow this? You know,
Yeah.
like the high, all the smashing and the destruction. It's like, oh my god! And then we have a proper wrestling match. And they tried to do the whole, oh yeah, Xavier Woods. You know, this was his dream growing up, but it feels like a story that they're just telling at the last minute and not building a package for.
Yeah, I wish they had a good like hype package. And I know they could have done it. It's WWE. They would have done a great job.
They didn't
You know
care,
what would have been
bro.
awesome? If they made a hype package, and in the hype package they actually shown footage of like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, at the red carpet interview where Xavier Woods was being interviewed. What's your dream? Oh,
Yeah.
I would love to be a King of the Ring champion. And then they had like cut into photos of him as a child
Yeah.
with the crown. You know,
Yeah. No,
that would have made it felt okay. He needs to win after this match, kind of
see,
thing.
they always do stuff like that. I don't know why they didn't do it here. I think because the whole King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournament were just gimmicks that they put together at the last minute.
Also, I think the reason is because they couldn't have time to build up that hype when they were having qualifying matches all the way until the last Raw before this, this Crown Jewel. So I guess that's the whole point of King of the Ring. What it's supposed to be, you wouldn't know who ends up at the finale.
And also, and we've talked about this, right? The King of the Ring works because it's a tournament. So the idea that you have to fight 2 matches in a night would be like, whoa, you can really gut it through. Like, you know, when Austin won it, he had to do 3 matches in a night or 2 matches. I can't remember what it was. But the point being, I feel like the King of the Ring now is super watered down. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Remember that famous story during his 1996 King of the Ring win, when I think in the first match or what, he got concussed.
Yeah.
Then while the second match was happening, he went to the hospital and he actually got his stitched and he came back just in time for the finale.
Yeah, and then the Austin 316, which he winged on the spot, which, you know, made him a superstar. And you're not going to get these moments, certainly not in Crown Jewel. You're not going to say anything, you know, that offensive or that controversial. So it just was a gimmick. It's like the greatest Royal Rumble or the... What was that big trophy that Braun Strowman won? Was it the greatest Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that was the greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh,
There's
the
also
best in the
another
world.
one. There was another one that Undertaker won, like Al Tariki trophy, remember?
Yeah. No, all these trophies don't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, the one thing I wanted to ask you was that, but in terms of theme, right, don't you think it makes sense to have a King of the Ring tournament at Crown Jewel?
I guess Crown Jewel. So yeah, thematically it fits. Let's take a look at these 2 competitors though, right? Finn doesn't need it, but the whole Prince to King thing kind of works. Xavier,
It was cool, yeah.
Yeah, he has his history. Finn Balor Prince Devitt is all elite. Look, I mean, they're doing nothing with Finn right now. Really doing nothing with him.
Okay, I would have thought like if it was any other opponent that is not Xavier Woods, it would have been a surefire way that
Finn.
Finn would have won lah.
Yeah.
And everyone would have been happy, everyone would have been cool. Demon King of the Ring, pretty dope. But because it was Xavier Woods, it reminded me of that Chris Benoit storyline road to WrestleMania 20. Remember, like it would have been like naturally, it would have been the blow-off match. It would have been Shawn Michaels versus Triple H for the world title at for Raw lah. That would have been the main event. But because it was Chris Benoit winning the Royal Rumble and inserting himself into the Raw main event, everyone's like, "Oh shit! I'm so sorry, Shawn Michaels. You're now the odd man out. It has to be Chris Benoit." So I feel that's the exact same scenario right now.
Sure. And so what you're saying, Finn Balor is the odd man out lah?
Unfortunately, he is not the hero of this story.
No, and he's not the hero of any story apparently, because he just came off a loss, to Roman, and I just don't know. Maybe after the brand resets, he will have something bigger on Raw. Here's hoping.
Isn't Finn? Yeah, Finn is on Raw now, right?
Yeah, so maybe he will feud with Big E for a while. I mean,
And lose again.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, maybe he'll bring the Prince, his NXT heelish Prince persona. I don't know, give him a faction, Bullet Club-esque.
I think Finn Balor turning heel had never been done on the main roster before. I think that would be a great, refreshing change for him.
And there's a connection. You can spin off the storyline because he lost to Xavier Woods, who's part of the New Day. Big E's part of the New Day. Boom, there you go. And then you could even lead to, I don't know, a faction war somewhere down the line. Survivor Series is coming up, but then Big E is facing off against Roman Reigns. So whatever.
I think, you're right. How about they have a Raw vs SmackDown Survivor Series team, right? Finn Balor, people of Raw, still play nice Balor, but then he betrays Raw at Survivor Series and turns heel there.
Okay, sure. Speaking of turning heel, I want to get to this later because it happened on SmackDown. But Xavier Woods, he did it. He's still doing his whole funny guy, fun guy. Excuse me, King of the. Oh my God, this co-peeping is kicking my ass.
It's okay, brother.
Usually, I don't drink coffee.
That's why plain water, bro.
There you go. I usually drink taping, but the auntie got my order wrong, so now I'm rocking co-peeping.
Oh, no wonder. Okay, copy is not good in terms of it will screw you up.
Yeah. Tubb says, surprised they gave it to Woods. Well, maybe they wanted to do it for the swerve, And if you think about character-wise, who could play it up as like a fun gimmick, it makes sense. It seems to me this year's theme is, okay, who can take this and make it into a fun gimmick? Zelina Vega, already doing this shit, like Queen Charmel used to do, and Xavier Woods.
And also Xavier Woods, I feel that he will never be a world champion. I mean, no offense to him. Maybe he would, I don't know. But in my personal opinion, I don't think he will ever reach the level of a world title contender. Right. I think this is his ceiling. I think he is happy. If this is his career highlight, being king of the ring, maybe winning one-time IC championship,
US championship,
US, whatever it is. I think this is his level.
Bro, don't forget, I don't know if he still is, but he has also held the up, down, down championship. Okay.
Yeah. He should, fight. What do you call it? Matt Cardona for his internet championship and become the undisputed king of the web.
Okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, nobody gives a shit about that.
Exactly.
Let's move on then. Okay, to Big E versus Drew McIntyre.
Speaking of New Days, yes. What else can I say about this match? And then it just happened, lah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was quite obvious what was going to happen. I mean, two big men doing their thing. It was by no means a bad match. It was, look at the talent involved, right? It was just a matter of we know exactly what's going to happen. So there's no real suspense here.
But it's a big indictment on how WWE or how the fans have kind of soured on Drew.
Yep.
Because
go ahead.
1 year and a half ago, he was the biggest thing on Raw. Everyone loved him. The thought of him as a champion. So it's kind of sad, lah.
Maybe this means he goes to SmackDown, becomes heel. Maybe not. Who knows? But what did I want to mention? Oh, okay. What if? And I know they do these things. They try to include as many of their performers, especially the loyal ones, so that they can get a big payday, right?
Yep.
In Saudi. What if they didn't have this match and they put on a US or IC title match?
What do you mean by what if? What if you were to do that?
Did this match even need to be here?
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Big E was already kind of short of contenders. He already kind of cleared his most recent number one guy. And you know that Drew is going to go to SmackDown. So why even have a WWE Championship match?
Yeah. Okay, if anything, maybe not maybe, they even mentioned it Big E has to prove himself and this win solidifies him as a champion. He's not just a fluke champion who won it off Money in the Bank.
Okay. Then why not just have a rematch with Lashley and freak Goldberg lah? Let him just stay home.
No, Goldberg needs to be there for the money and the draw. And
my problem was when Big E won, he had a lot of rematches with Lashley. I think 1 or 2 rematches, but all of it happened on Raw. So it almost became they kind of wrapped up the entire rematch feud. In 2 or 3 episodes of Raw within a month, and they straight away moved on to this Goldberg feud.
But you know what it is, right? They just wanted to stack everything just in time for Crown Jewel, then hit the reset after the draft on Raw.
Lashley and Big E never had a pay-per-view match for the WWE title.
It's not. It just didn't line up.
For someone like Lashley, who held the title for so long, he should have been owed. If I was thinking realistically, he should have been owed a pay-per-view rematch.
Well, they can always bring him back after he gets his rest from Crown Jewel, and then he can pursue it again, I guess. In the next pay-per-view or whatever. Because you have to remember, Saudi Mania, as much as I joke about calling it Saudi Mania, in their minds, that's what it is too. Now it's almost as big as the WrestleMania in terms of money. So they need the big marquee matches. You need to have a Goldberg. And by the way, okay, do we want to add anything to Big E and Drew McIntyre other than it was a good match, but whatever, who cares?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
How about Undertaker showing up at a Pitbull concert. Mr. 305. What was it? Dale. I know you want me. Mr. R.I.P. And then freaking Undertaker comes out to introduce him. They were in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
Did you expect Undertaker to show up here?
Okay, first of all, when I think of introducing someone to hype out the main artist for your set, who's supposed to be super energetic and so like, yeah, come on, hype up for your main guy. I didn't think of Undertaker lah. Isn't it a bit somber?
Yeah, like wouldn't you think of like the New Day maybe?
Okay, you know what? Put Big E in this spot. That would have been more fun.
Yeah, but freaking dong, and then what the fuck? We came here to see Pitbull. Who is this fella?
Bro, can you imagine you're like Coachella, you're like dressed all ready for a festival, like yeah, party, and then suddenly dong. Like what the fuck?
Okay, to be fair, Undertaker is a huge name and Pitbull's probably a huge fan. So, if anything, do you think that Undertaker went with the WWE to collect a paycheck? Because, you know, if there's anything that can be said about Vince, he's ultra loyal. So he could have been like backstage manager and gotten a huge paycheck.
There was one thing that I saw on social media that Renee Young or Renee Paquette put out, which I think made a lot of sense.
Okay.
She disagreed with Undertaker appearing on stage because she felt like you are the more I keep seeing you in this kind of settings, the more you're diminishing our memory of Undertaker being like this mystical character. I mean, of course, his mystic is like almost gone by now lah.
Yeah lah.
With all the interviews that he's done, but like him coming out dressing his part, you know, with the big black and all that, just to appear at someone's concert is like, I'm doing all that just to appear at someone's birthday party.
Yeah. Irvin says at this rate, Undertaker will appear in China to kick off Singles Day sale. Bro, can you imagine? You know those irritating Shopee commercials you see on YouTube?
Oh
Undertaker.
my God.
Dong. Shopee. Shopee. Add to cart or rest in peace. Click.
I would like to wish you all a good President Star charity. Please donate 999-102 or else rest.
Wow, damn fucked up lah.
He become parody, bro.
Yeah. I really believe that he went with the WWE and that Vince was like, all right, you know what? You don't have to show up as a performer. You come as a backstage crew, as a manager, and get the payday. Because he's been with he's literally the most loyal guy. So I don't actually have a problem with that.
I think yeah, maybe he could have just done like ambassadorial things, like he can just host an evening with the Prince.
Yeah, and then it just so happens that Pitbull was there. Pitbull's a fan. He's like, hey, come and introduce me at my concert.
Okay. If people was asking it like an informal thing, okay, hey bro, can you just favor?
Yeah.
One time, you know. And okay, maybe he could have just appeared in his real life character. Just as Mark Calloway. Can what?
Like how Mark Calloway has shown up on the UFC before.
Yeah, just like that.
No, fucking rest in Pitbull. You know,
and then after he's like, rest in peace. I know you want me. Hey, you know I want you. Then Undertaker start. No, okay. But the point I'm trying to make is like, if Undertaker was to introduce Metallica or like freaking you know, Slayer, that will fit him.
Yeah, some death metal band, grindcore, whatever shit. Yeah.
Fucking like if Undertaker were to introduce like Justin Bieber or Billie Eilish, I fuck off lah.
Anyway, yeah, that's why I was like, shouldn't he appear at Crown Jewel since he's there? But anyway, I guess they didn't want to, you know, do that.
Yeah.
Let's move on then. Okay, this is my favorite match of the night.
Really?
Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, and the crowd probably added an extra star to this. Like I've said, they kept their energy from start to end. They were digging what these ladies were doing. I mean, you know, they all had like the full body suits which look uncomfortable AF.
The interesting thing I was realizing from the crowd was that they made Becky Lynch the de facto face in the match, which I was like, wait, is it because is Saudi Arabian crowds, right, wrestling fans, are they the type of people that like, okay, if you're the biggest star, no matter where you are, whether you're heel or face, I'm gonna support you. You're gonna be like my number ones. person I'm gonna root for.
To be honest, did they even boo anybody?
They were happy. Yeah, I guess they were happy to see all the women perform.
Yeah.
Because okay, first of all, we have to acknowledge that was a very historic thing. I think they probably all the kids were like, I've never seen this much women in my life.
Yeah.
You know?
and the little girls that were like, oh my gosh, this is something I can do, right? So I know a lot of people are like, oh, why are they bending over backwards to put on these women's matches and they have to dress like that, blah blah blah. But you have to remember, if you want to enact change, you want to persuade somebody to do something, you can't force it down their throats.
Yes,
you have to do it slowly, and that's why, you know, if you chart the progression of the Crown Jewels and the Saudi shows, they've, you know, they had their Lacey Evans versus Natalia. That was a big deal, and then they're doing it slowly. Now they have more. They have 2 women's matches and the first female referee. So what could be next? Who knows? But at least they are slowly trying to change minds there, which.
Yeah,
You can't-
and I respect what WWE is trying to do. Is like, even though yes, they're trying to promote and empower women, but they're also respecting the culture over there. They're like, okay, you know what? We're not gonna tell you to like just give up your culture and your traditions and your values. We're gonna be respectful of it, but also we will show that even within the confines of what your culture says, we still can have women perform and do all this athletic stuff.
Yes, that's exactly it. Like when I go online and I read all these comments and stuff like that, it's like, it's basically people who have lived their lives a certain way, and they're like, no, they should. Why are we not doing it? Why are they not doing it our way? Their way is crazy. It's like, if you want to persuade someone of something, the last thing you should be doing is trying to cram it down their throats.
Yeah, and I believe, right, for the women, right, I think they don't mind the fact that they can cover themselves up and stuff like that, and they can just make people focus on the wrestling.
Yo, no, bro, that's such a good point, and I didn't even think about that. So it's no longer about who has the biggest titties. I mean, that's why Eva Marie wouldn't have worked in that situation.
I mean, Dewdrop for sure, though.
Okay, fine. But you know, so they had to go out there and basically show off their skill. And you know, it was a bit of a rough start at the start, but towards the end, it was like back and forth, great spots. You know, it was exciting. It was like, who's gonna win? I at any point thought any of them would have walked away. So that's why that was my favorite part of that whole match. It's like, okay, I'm intrigued. Who's gonna win? I don't know.
There was a lot of crazy spots. I really enjoyed Bianca Belair doing that crazy like one-handed press slam.
Yeah,
badass. And then there was this one time when I think both of them had themselves on the ground. They had the bridge thing, right? And they popped themselves out, and I think Sasha helped them turn around. A lot of very interesting combinations. But do you think out of all the triple threat women's matches that we've seen, is this the best one? What I'm saying is, like, are you comparing to the WrestleMania 35 main event, comparing it to the WrestleMania 32 triple threat match? Which is the best triple threat match in your opinion?
Wow. I have to go back and rewatch the old ones, but this one definitely. And triple threat matches are very hard to pull off. You know, it's always like one person goes out, lies on the ground for a while, 2-5, you know, and then swap in and out. Or it could be a huge clusterfuck. I think they did very well for the spot that they were given. And okay, let's go back to talking about Becky Lynch. And there is a bug on my keyboard.
Oh dear gosh. Stomp it out. Stomp a mud hole in his ass.
I don't spoil my keyboard. Anyway, sorry. What was I saying? I think Becky has hit that level of, doesn't matter whether she plays a heel or a face, she just gets shirred.
Maybe.
Yeah. It not just the Saudi crowd too. Like if you watch her on like SmackDown and Raw and stuff like that, right? Stupid bug. She usually gets like, you know, quite a bit of cheers.
Because the crowd never wanted to boo her in the first place. When she came back, she was a conquering hero.
Yeah. Can we say that she's almost Austin Rock level of, like, it doesn't matter if they come back as face or heel, people will still cheer?
I think she reached the level of John Cena faster than John Cena did. Like John Cena, not only now is like acknowledged and being respected, but for like 10 years, he was like, fuck John Cena, you know, pushing down face kind of thing. But can we talk about the fallout? Because the match was great. I think it was a smart thing that they did a rollout. They didn't have like a definitive finisher. Yeah. So everyone was kept strong. But what happened on SmackDown, bro, with Charlotte Flair? You saw that?
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that after we finish Crown Jewel. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep Dynamite in mind as other talking points that we want to get to. So, all right, great match. Loved it. Favorite of the night. Roman Reigns with the Wise Man versus Brock Lesnar. This is like arguably the match everyone came to see, right? If
This is the one, yes.
You didn't give a fuck about everything else. You gave a fuck about this. And did it deliver, my man?
I was so intrigued to see Brock Lesnar in his current Viking hair look wrestling, because he really looks like Goro right now, bro.
Yes, he does.
Fucking Goro. Yeah, and I love how, even though by default Brock Lesnar was the baby face, right? There was one part in the match, like halfway through. Okay, at the beginning it was like competitive. He's giving like Roman some offense back, blah blah blah. Somehow somewhere in the halfway through the match, he kind of snapped and just reverted to like crazy Brock Lesnar mauling suplex city shit, and he was like laughing like a maniac.
Yeah.
But then it was still as a face, which kind of made it such an interesting experience for us as fans to enjoy.
Well, here's the thing, and he's at that level of superstardom as well in terms of the WWE, where it doesn't matter what he does. He's just celebrated for who he is, whether if he does a heelish thing or a face thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your points, and also I like how Roman Reigns didn't look like a chump in this match.
No, it was
like all
definitely
his other matches with Lesnar.
It was definitely a competitive match, and even the ending wasn't like, okay, like you're gonna expect the Usos. When it happened, I was like, huh? Like, this was an ending I've seen like a million times over. Oh, the Usos come out. But I guess there's the intrigue, because they are still milking this whole where does Paul Heyman's loyalty lie? And it feels like they are, okay, so the rumor is they're stretching this to WrestleMania. And I guess this is the way they're going to do it, because they you know, like he didn't, even up to now, he hasn't taken a side, quote unquote. They still left it like, you know, as a mystery, because when he slid the belt into the ring, he didn't slide it towards one person, he slid it right in the middle. So yeah. Who was he giving the belt to? He was yelling, "Grab it, grab it!" He was yelling to who? So that's the whole intrigue. We still don't know where his loyalties lie.
Do you like that they didn't pull the trigger at Crown Jewel, or you were like a bit annoyed? Like why didn't they reveal it?
Yeah, I was honestly I was a bit annoyed, but then I understand why they did it, because they want to stretch it out. As much as I hate the idea, they are trying to milk it. Because now, as we see on SmackDown, Brock Lesnar came out and beat up Johnny Sins, aka... Yes. I don't even know his name now. I just keep calling him Johnny Sins.
Adam Pearce, bro.
Oh, Adam Page. Adam Pearce. Johnny Pierce, Adam Sins. Anyway, you know, he destroyed it. He ripped his pants.
Fucking funny, sir.
How the fuck? What? His pants were made of paper or what? Yeah. Anyway.
No, it's the whiplash from the wind, bro.
Oh, that
Split the
F5.
pants in half.
Wow. That's the
yeah.
strength and power of Brock Lesnar. Anyway, so they're gonna write Brock Lesnar off of TV for a bit. Suspension, right?
Yep.
Trickster says that he likes that they stretch it out a little bit more.
I kind of respect what they did, because I think they didn't want to give up everything at Crown Jewel.
Sure.
Smart. And also, now that you see on hindsight, Brock just came back from a one-time payday only, bro. He just wanted the Saudi money. I think he's just going to enjoy his holidays. He's like, fuck off. I'm just working until Saudi Mania. Let me be.
Yeah. And then he'll come back, maybe Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, or maybe before WrestleMania, but he's coming back for another big payday, which is WrestleMania. So I guess it makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's smart. And if you can't rely on Brock to be there, of course, it makes sense to keep Roman Reigns as champion.
Yeah. And then, of course, now we are probably going to see Roman Reigns versus Drew, a whole bunch of new challenges just to tide us over till WrestleMania, when, you know, it'll probably be revealed. But I guess, like you said, I respect the decision. It was annoying when it happened, because at Crown Jewel, it's like, so there's no resolution. You know what I mean? It's like you watch a movie and there's no like resolutions. Like what's going on?
It's like watching Dune, bro. Dune was like
I haven't watched.
Bro, don't watch it.
Really? I thought it was very good.
It was very good, but it's like a cock tease, bro.
For Dune 2.
Yes. Okay, but the point you're trying to make is, I think for what they're trying to achieve, they wanted to keep the intrigue going. They wanted to keep Roman strong. They wanted to bring Brock as a badass, but still give Roman the rub of, I beat Brock Lesnar no matter how dirty it was. I still beat him. I think they did the best that they could.
Yep, I'll agree with that. And I will also bring up the point that the original WrestleMania main event was supposed to have been The Rock. But that fell through, so now they have to drag this out. So, you know, if in their perfect plan, The Rock was the main event of WrestleMania, then they would have finished the storyline here. But now cannot. So okay lah, that's what they did.
Okay, crazy thought. Do you think that, because The Rock most likely, if you were ever to return for one last pay-per-view payday, WrestleMania, it would have been at LA WrestleMania, which is 2023, right?
Yeah.
Do you think then that between now and then, Roman is still going to be the champion and going to keep the title all the way for 2 more years?
Wow. See, I don't know, man.
That is the question. Because if you think about it, if they're going to stretch out the Lesnar rivalry until WrestleMania, Roman is still going to beat at the end. I think that's what they're going to do. Like, okay, Roman is put over and definitively defeats Brock Lesnar. Now he's the main king. Who the hell is going to dethrone Roman Reigns in between that and with The Rock? It wouldn't make sense for him to lose the title before The Rock because he needs to be like the biggest and like the craziest, unbeatable boss of WWE so that it will make the marquee match with The Rock like amazing. Like, okay, unbeaten for 2 years, fighting against a returning Rock. Who is the real tribal chief? Who is the real head of the table? That would have made sense. So are you going to get sick of Roman by the time that happens?
I don't know. And who, exactly. Like who, arguably, in terms of the faces right now on SmackDown, who is at that level? I would say nobody, So if he...
Drew needs to be built back up,
could they
sure.
have him lose the title and trade it back and forth for a bit? But then that kind of takes away the mystique, right? Of Roman Reigns. So, I mean, we'll wait and see, Even if they did Roman Reigns versus The Rock with no title on the line, it would still be a big match. There's the Samoan, the family, lineage, Rock can be like, you're disgracing our family, blah, blah, blah. It's still there. But it's not as big as it would be if it was this upcoming WrestleMania. But,
Roman brought up a good point on SmackDown. He was saying that he has beaten so many people this year since he won the title that he can't even name the person that he beat early on in the list. Like, he literally has beat so many. Yeah. And one thing I like about his reign, right, in my opinion, he didn't have like a long rivalry stretching 2 or 3 pay-per-views. I think the last one that he had like consecutive pay-per-views was probably maybe Kevin Owens. So ever since then, every single pay-per-view was a different opponent.
So smash and go.
That was like us during our single days. But point is,
smash yourself with your hand, is it?
No. Wait. Let's just move on and ignore that. But Roman Reigns, I believe he can maintain and keep his title his title reign interesting, as long as they give varied opponents and as long as there's an overarching storyline like what happening is with Paul Heyman lah.
Yeah. Tabanat says clearly Dolph Ziggler. Okay, I can get behind that. Hey, I freaking love Dolph Ziggler. He's like the nicest dude ever,
I love him too.
I had drinks with him that one time when they were in Singapore, so I'll always have fond memories of the man. Even though I think he was trying to hit on my co-host, Jackie, but whatever, I still got to hang out with him.
How does it feel, bro?
No, it feels good. I don't care, man. I got to hang out with Dolph Ziggler. Talk shit.
Okay. Well, that's dope. Okay, but yeah, you're right. Dolph would have been great, but I think Dolph is tag team level right now.
Yeah, everyone will be fed to Roman lah. Let's face it. Nakamura, Irvin says, okay, yeah, but also Nakamura, Finn Balor, they're all in that band of, we know you guys are good. You can come in and maybe have an IC title reign here and there, but your main goal is to put people over.
Who else is a face on
SmackDown?
On SmackDown, yeah. Other than Drew McIntyre, that's the only guy I can think of. But who else can realistically challenge Roman right now?
Bro, Mansoor!
I knew it. I thought Mansoor is going to be the one that dethrones.
Yes.
At Saudi Mania next year. Let's go.
Mansoor! Do it.
Mansoor!
There you go. Okay. I don't know why all of a sudden it sounded like you were starting John Cena's entrance.
Abodo!
Okay. Jimmy or Jay turning on him would be interesting. Maybe. I don't know about that.
The ship has sailed, bro.
Yeah. They teased it. Yeah.
With Jey Uso, that happened last year.
Yeah.
Now they're fully in line with the king.
Irvin says, Austin Gunn undefeated in AEW, yo. And that matters.
Gosh.
God damn it, that matters.
Hey,
okay.
Shout out. If you guys got any questions about Austin Gunn, go ask his dad, Billy Gunn. WrestleFest Asia happening, I think, earlier next month. November. If you haven't gotten your tickets, find out more over there, bro.
Yeah, check out WrestleFest Asia's Instagram page, a live Q&A with Billy Gunn.
Yeah, man. Hey, if you guys want us to interview Billy Gunn, let us know, okay? Then we'll make an effort to do it. If not, it's okay. We just continue shitting on them from afar.
I'm an Ash Man. Dun, dun. Yeah, I'm an Ash Man. Woo! Dun, dun. That's all I know about the song, The Ash Man. I like to stick 'em. I like to lick 'em. I like the...
It was a badass song, bro. It was a badass
I'm
song.
an Ash Man. Ow! Yeah, I'm an ass. Oh my god, we're rocking out to Ass Man. We need to do a karaoke, like a WWE theme song karaoke.
Yeah, that would be dope, man.
Wrestling theme song karaoke session one of these days.
One day we'll organize for all our fans. Hey, speaking of fans, shout out to Muhammad Gaddafi, bro.
Yo!
If the internet connection didn't give you any problems today, it's thanks to him. That dude came to my house to give me an internet cable. Much respect.
Because our last podcast was so bad with the internet connection dropping non-stop. He was like, okay, fuck this. I'm going to do something. Thank you, Muhammad Gaddafi. You're the man. You're the MVP.
You're the MVP, bro. And also a fellow basketball fan. Respect.
There you go.
You know, we have great fans, people who listen to the podcast all the time, make it their weekly routine. We really thank you. Thank you so much, man. And let's wrap up the Crown Jewel so they can get back to their normal daily lives.
I'm an Ash Man. That's the song of the day. Now you will not be able to get that song out of your head. If we did anything today, like fuck Crown Jewel and everything else we're going to talk about, if all day from this point onwards, all you can think about in your head while you're doing your work, while you're taking a shit, while you're on the treadmill, I'm an Ash Man. Woo!
You know what?
I'm an Ash Man. Yeah.
Even if you're not, right, I think if you're a Man U fan, you are also an S-man right now.
Ow!
You know why?
Mm.
Because you got fucked by Liverpool in the ass. Wow!
Oh my. The rivalry, bros. The rivalry. Okay, anyway. Crown Jewel, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it was at 12 midnight, so I can watch it like a proper pay-per-view and have some chips, drink some beer, that kind of thing, as opposed to waking up at fucking 8 a.m. in the morning trying to watch SummerSlam.
Bro, how do you manage to stay up all the way until 4 a.m.? Were you able to do that?
I stayed up till 3:30. This is the dirty little secret, okay? I stayed up. So right before the main event, I went to sleep. I couldn't take it. I was like, I'm so tired. Because I'm an old man. Like an old me used to be able to do that. I used to stay up till 5, 4, no problem. But I was dying already by 3:30 and I had to work the next day. So I
Holy shit.
stopped at 3:30, went to bed, woke up the next day and watched the main event.
I stayed up. But I was watching the main event like
Like a yeah.
but I just stayed up just to know that I just needed to know whether who's gonna betray who and whether Roman is still gonna stay as a champion. And I got to know that I'm done. Happy.
Which means that was a good storyline. It kept you intrigued, right?
It kept me awake for 4 hours in the middle of the night. So I mean,
well done. Best pay-per-view of the year.
wow, even better than All Out.
Yes. I'm an ass man.
Okay, who would have thought in 2018, 2019 that the best pay-per-view of a WWE calendar year was Crown freaking Jewel, bro?
To be fair, there's still Survivor Series, and now it's quite obvious WWE are like, all right, we need to do something because AEW has all the momentum, which AEW is now kind of not knowing what to do with. Because let's face it, like,
Okay, I think this is a great time to transition to AEW right now.
Before we do that, let's talk about SmackDown first, very quickly, because they just continued some storylines, new additions. Hit Row. Did you like that debut?
Yes, bro. Very interesting. Let's talk about Hit Row quickly. I never actually sat down and watched the entire championship cipher before.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like I like that happened like 3 months ago on NXT, right? When it came out that week, I just saw highlights. I was like, yo, that's dope, man. The rapping's dope. But I actually sat down and actually listened. And actually, I'm a rap fan. I do rap myself. And I was listening to the bars and the flow of like Scott Swerve, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, this guy is fucking legit.
They're all legit.
Yes, legit. Even Top Dollar also, he like reminds me a bit of Rick Ross, like a Fat Joe. Like he got that I call him the big man swagger. Like a fat man, you got that confidence.
Yeah.
Like he had that. And then like BFAB can sing. She can sing. She sings well. She knows how to drop it like it's hot.
To be fair, all she sings is hit row.
No, I mean at the cipher she was doing some bars as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is like she was on tune. She's not like Jillian Hall, if you know what I mean.
Okay. The thing is, right, like they're cool, and I'm just worried lah. I'm just worried that on the main roster they might get handicapped by writers trying to tell them what is hip and cool when they are the ones who are living that culture.
They gotta do them.
They gotta do them, or it's just not gonna work. It's gonna be another like New Day or another Street Profits or some nonsense like that.
Because some people might think, oh, I don't want you guys to like lean in too much into hip hop. That's too stereotypical. But I feel for this scenario, they are not being stereotypical. They are actually embodying it.
Yeah, that's them. That's exactly who they are, because they are actual producers. They have tracks on Spotify, that kind of thing. So it's like, let them do them. If not, it's gonna come off hokey. Their intro was alright. It was cool. It wasn't like anything too like what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, and like they came off strong. I think they were straight away treated like a legitimate tag team. And this was the first time, bro, I actually enjoyed a squash match.
Right. I remember like seeing their opponents like, who the fuck? Okay, is
Jobbers.
this 205 Live? What, they couldn't... I guess they didn't want to kill the heat of Humberto Carrillo and Drew Gulak, who are new to the brand.
No, it makes perfect sense for them to like just get the hometown people, hometown jobbers. Then the last time, you remember in WWE, they always used to have this thing. Yeah, and it's nice that they brought it back for Hit Roll.
Tubbs brings up crime time. What is it? Money? Money.
No.
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Remember that's the starting of the song, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P., R.I.P.
R.I.P. Talk about stereotypical though. Okay, so that happened, and then the three-way sort of not a three-way, sorry, the Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair title exchange. And okay, you have to explain to me what happened backstage. At first, when WWE, I thought I saw WWE post about it, so I thought it was a work, but it's not. Okay, what's going on?
Okay, so they had to do the exchange, right?
Yeah.
And if you watch the ceremony, it was being chaired by Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville was asking both of them to exchange it at the same time. So how it was supposed to happen, how it was supposed to went down according to the reports, was that it shouldn't even be a big deal. There shouldn't have been any tension. It was literally just Charlotte Flair handing over her title to Sonya Deville, Becky Lynch handing over her title to Sonya Deville, and then they just switch.
Yep.
It's right. So let's make it fair. But they both didn't want to look weak as compared to the other champion. Yeah. So did you watch the whole segment?
Yeah, as in she Charlotte gave the title first, kind of unwillingly, and then Becky like threw her title.
Okay, you better back up even before that. Like Charlotte wanted to give the title, but then as Becky was about to reach out and grab the title, she kind of pulled it to the side. She just dropped it like a trash like that lah.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that angered Becky Lynch,
right?
Because initially it was supposed to be both of them passing the title to each other directly without Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
So, but then when Becky wanted to give the title, like Charlotte didn't want to give, like she dropped. She's like, go pick it up, take it, that kind of thing. Yeah. And that was when like Becky was like, fuck it, go ask her to give me her title.
Right.
So then Sonya Deville was wanting to, like you said, Charlotte Flair already took the title, gave away the title to Sonya, and Becky wanted to snatch it away from Sonya.
Yep.
But Sonya said no, like this is legit. Like Sonya actually held down her ground. Like even though she was staying in character, I can you can hear that she was saying like, you give your title first.
Right. Yeah. So they can do the exchange at the same time, but she jumped the gun lah.
Yeah. So Becky was like, okay, fine. Instead of giving the title to Sonya through the switch, she just literally just threw it at Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
And that was when I think Charlotte said like, yeah, you wanted to be Becky 2 belt so much, right? Okay lah, like let's go challenge tonight. But what happened backstage was apparently Becky, I think Charlotte was upset because Becky threw the belt at her. Like that wasn't playing. Like how I remember that time after WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar threw the title at Vince McMahon. That was legit.
Yeah.
So like that happened in front of the camera. So even though Charlotte was trying to act very cool and all that, but the tension boiled over backstage because he was saying like you are so arrogant. She called out Becky and said she was so arrogant. You can't even like do a proper segment professionally because of this kind of thing. But then I heard follow-up reports now that a lot of people are saying that a lot of the female talent don't want to work with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
What was that all about though?
Okay, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, she wins all her feuds. Look, if the WWE reported this, it stinks of a work to me then. You know what I mean? Like, Irvin says, I think they're working the dirt sheets. I agree. I think they're working the dirt sheets. They're playing this on like a totally different level. Like, you know? So...
I wouldn't say this is on the level of the Nia Jax.
No.
With Charlotte.
No, yeah, exactly. That one, they legit looked like they were fucking each other up. And it was sloppy as shit. But,
yeah.
I mean, maybe there was a bit of tension. I'm sure these are two, like, alpha females, you know, going at it. It makes sense. They played it off. Maybe they saw the tension. They played it off with backstage report from WWE is, okay, yeah. If it came from WWE, it's a work lah. Come on.
What are your thoughts, right, on the fact that they are just exchanging their titles just like that?
No, it's happened before. It makes perfect sense.
I mean, it happened before last year with the New Day and, you know, Street Profits exchanging titles.
And you know what they're doing, right? They are building up to some Survivor Series.
Yeah. I'm just personally not a fan of them working so hard to win the title for one another and then they can just switch it over just like that, just because it's a brand thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what are they going to do? Like have matches? Oh no, you must lose this. Like, they're not going to lay down for anybody. So this made the most sense.
How about not naming your titles after your TV shows? Damn it, like AEW.
TBS title.
ESPN
TNT,
title.
Again, what Fox title and USA
Nickelodeon title, Nickelodeon Disney Channel title. How?
Up down title. I think it's fine. I think the swap is fine. I have actually no real issue with it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
if anything, this gives us more to look forward to in terms of those two feuding for the millionth time.
like, if it was me booking the show, I would have never named the title after the show. Like, I would have called it like how it was: World Heavyweight title, WWE title. Even the women's title, I would have called it like Divas Championship and women's title. It could switch up back and forth, and it was still okay, you know.
Yeah, the problem here is though, then you would have titles that are way too lengthy. Like, you know what, a women's universal title, women's champion, like.
Yeah, I mean, give a prestigious name lah. Like, I mean, okay, the Divas title, I think for the era, it makes sense.
Now, not so much. So
okay,
what?
so we should have a women's title, and we should have like a what would you call a more prestigious looking name?
The empowerment champion, the universal champion, the Venus champion. Like what?
The Venus champion.
Like what the fuck, man? Like I don't know.
The feminist title.
Yeah, no lah, cannot lah. So, like I said, I think the simplest way is just call it Raw and SmackDown, whatever. And then if you have people who switch brands, just switch the goddamn titles. You know, no fuss, no muss. I have no problem with this.
You know what would be dope?
What?
WWE Women's Championship and World Women's Title. I don't know.
Okay. So which is bigger, the World or WWE? Like, which is bigger, the WWE Heavyweight or the Universal? Whatever.
The Universal Women's Championship. Okay, perfect.
God. Let's move on. Let's move on very quickly.
Okay.
Talk about Rampage and Dynamite. I'll be honest. After all that hype that they had, I'm starting to lose interest again.
The reason is because both Dynamites happen on the weekend.
Yeah.
I think that really fucked up the schedule, and we've learned it. We also have done it. Like the one time we did a Tuesday show, our views from last week's episode was really, really bad.
Yeah.
And also it's because of the laggy situation. Wow. But the point is, our audience are so used to watching it at this time slot.
This is 100% correct. We talked about it last week as well. Every time you break your audience's habits, you fuck them up, and they are like, so you had SmackDown moving to FS, and by the way, did we talk about this last week? SmackDown 1, I know people are like, key demo, fuck you lah, key demo. At the end of the day, how many people watch this goddamn show? Who gives a fuck about the key demo? Only like people who eat like, the key demo, like, oh, kids don't influence their parents to buy stuff. Stop.
bro, at the end of the day, who gives a fuck about viewership? Honestly, no one gives a shit about viewership, bro.
Okay, network execs do.
Okay, but the point is, FS1, even though it is a smaller, bigger portion, that is like the number of people that usually watch Dynamite, like 800,000,
Yeah.
600. So it's not as if all of a sudden just because they go head to head, they're gonna like beat. Like the fact, okay, even if FS1 beats Rampage, that is expected. If they lose, that is really, really crazy. But if Rampage won, that would have been like amazing, but if they lost, it would have been expected.
Yeah. So no, but the thing is, Tony Khan going out there and making this a big deal. You see,
I think Tony Khan didn't purposely do it. I think he did it because he was emotional. He reacted to SmackDown fucking them up by doing the 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but now it just makes them look dumb because now they've called attention to the fact that let's all look. No, previously, maybe most people, only the diehards who have looked at the numbers. But because Tony Khan went and brought it up, got overlap, let's see. So, okay lah. So, AEW increased a little bit, SmackDown dropped, but that is to be expected because they moved networks, right? And there was a baseball game in the way as well. So,
you're right in the sense that maybe Tony Khan was a bit naive in biting into that dangled carrot, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, if he never acknowledged, let the dirt chicks talk, let the fans talk. Oh my god, this week Raw is like, SmackDown is going 2.5 hours, and this is gonna buy into Dynamite. Like, just leave it as that. Let them fight, but you keep your cool and just keep it as it going.
Yes.
There was a quote that came out. Apparently, CM Punk, that was the match that he had, right? He had against Matt Sydal the week before. There was reports saying that Tony Khan actually wanted to switch and change and make it of a more marquee event, like CM Punk was just someone bigger.
Yep.
You know, but actually CM Punk was the one that put his foot down and convinced Tony Khan, like, hey, you shouldn't react based on the other channel what they're doing. Like, just trust your talent and like just let me have my match with Matt Sydal and like don't care, just like do our own thing, you know. So he was stopping Tony Khan from being more reactive than he already was.
Oh my god, so you're telling me we could have gotten CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan on free TV Rampage? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, bro. It would have been CM Punk versus Kenny Omega for the heavyweight title.
Okay, you know what? Then it's a good thing he has someone like CM Punk or, you know, veterans to tell him, hey, relax. This is not going to all of a sudden. And even if you do beat SmackDown, yeah, great. Next week, how? You know? Don't...
Unless you're telling me you got 2 million views like SmackDown.
Yeah.
Then we can talk lah.
Yeah, but it was much ado about nothing, you know? And I think he's just basically in that moment, yeah lah, you're right lah. He just spoke emotionally. And this war is far from started. I wouldn't even say far from over. It's far from started. I
think what happened when CM Punk moved over was there was suddenly a lot of people taking notice of AEW. But I think the only way it will become a legitimate war, first of all, and I think Eric Bischoff brought up a good point because Eric Bischoff also chimed in and gave his thoughts, right?
Yep.
Only if WWE and AEW, their both head shows went head to head on a Monday night, then that will be a war, and only if AEW is having the same amount of viewers.
Also, let's face it, right now it's open season, it's an easy time. AEW just has to get their shit together and do well because WWE isn't exactly setting the world on fire. You know? Yeah. Like, it's not like, except for the Roman Reigns stuff, everything is sort of like meh to bleh, right? So AEW has the best opportunity, and I just feel like hopefully with the veterans there, they can get that longevity they need, because this is a problem that I've always felt about AEW. They know how to make a big splash, but they can't maintain their momentum. So now, like, like I've said this last week, I've said it every week, they're overexposing CM Punk. Like, honestly, CM Punk versus Matt Sydal, all respect to Matt Sydal, but there was no way Matt Sydal was going to win. So instantly, I knew exactly what was going to happen. They're going to have a match. It's probably going to be a decent match, but CM Punk will win. What? Like, there's no storyline to be had there. There's nothing. It's just, you know, like, it's just, all you're doing is banking on the power of CM Punk. That's it. You're not banking on the power of a storyline or a great poll. It's just, if you're a fan of CM Punk, you'll watch. That's it. So
the question is, should CM Punk be kept as a draw and not be featured that regularly and only having people of important matches, like give him a Brock Lesnar aura? Or what he is being apparently doing right now is he wants to be part of the everyday program. He wants to be considered a full-time wrestler,
Sure.
but a veteran putting over the young talent. So where should we place CM Punk then?
Okay, here's the problem. Like, he's coming out almost at the start of every fucking Rampage, thereabouts, coming on Dynamite doing commentary. And like I said, his commentary is really good. The problem is you're hearing from him, he's no longer special. You hear him, you see him every week. And if he's doing commentary, well, guess what? He's there through the whole show.
Yes, you're right. If it was me, I would have made CM Punk an attraction.
Yeah. Even having him do commentary should be an attraction and not a weekly thing. And you know who shouldn't be doing commentary on Rampage? Ricky Starks. I'm sorry. Like, I know he's freaking talented on the stick as a heel, but why is he injured? Why is he doing commentary? And what happened to Team Taz versus CM Punk? Whoop.
Yeah, that died. Will Hobbs. Yes,
Gone.
and
No
Mr.
more.
Young is gone.
Yeah, like, what the fuck happened? Okay, you had CM Punk wants to work with new talent. I respect that. He had a decent match with Will Hobbs. Shouldn't Ricky Starks be next?
Yeah. I have no idea why he went to Danny Garcia. I have no idea why he went to Matt Seidel. He is just power trip. Bro, he is like the Stephanie McMahon of the Attitude Era. He was just being a slut to every single main event talent. Or
any
roster talent. You know what I mean?
I think he's being too generous for his own good. I think, you know what I mean?
Okay, it's like, bro, it's like you're getting Brock Lesnar and then you're making him fight Humberto Carrillo.
And he will still win, but it's a competitive match. Like, then you strip him of his mystique.
Okay, so this coming week on we can talk about Dynamite that just happened this past Sunday. But this coming week on Dynamite, apparently CM Punk is gonna have his first ever AEW Dynamite debut against Bobby Fish.
Okay. But it doesn't feel like it, does it? Because we've seen him every week.
That's the point. Bro, if he was to make his AEW, say after he had his last dance, he fought against Darby Allin, then he disappeared, right? And then now they announced he's going to make his Dynamite debut this week. It would have been such a big deal.
Yeah. But he's on the commentary booth every single week, which, like I said, is not a bad thing because I actually really, really enjoy him. He's very smart. He knows how to sell the wrestlers. He's not selling himself. You know, he's going to be an asset to the company for sure, 100%. It's just that he's just spreading himself way too thin.
You know what's crazy? If you talk about statistics, CM Punk has wrestled more in the last 2 months than Kenny Omega, the world champion.
Which is actually really hilarious. Ricky Starks had a neck injury. Okay, so that's why they're not continuing the feud lah.
You would know because if you watch Road to the Top, bro, you would know, bro.
Fuck that show. Anyway, speaking of Roads to the Top, okay,
Let's
you
talk
went
about it.
there.
Let's talk
Pac and
about it.
Andrade had a great match.
Of course.
Yeah, they always have good matches.
Yeah, chemistry is insane. I love it.
Yeah, Adam Page doing cowboy shit things, fine. Everything, to be honest, like Dynamite just felt like okay lah. It was an okay show. You know,
Rampage was fun for what it was. It was fun.
Let's talk about Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black.
Main event of Dynamite on Saturday.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I want to hear what you think first.
Okay.
You can read my face already.
Okay. Let's talk about Rampage at the end because at the end of the match between Andrade and Pac, for some reason the lights went out and Malachi Black appeared, and apparently Malachi Black is now aligned with El Idolo. So that was the thing that happened. Which was like, okay, what's up with that? The only thing I can see why they have a connection is because of their NXT past. But in storyline in the AEW universe, what the fuck is that all about? Why so fucking random? And the reason I mentioned that because that played into the main event of Dynamite when Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. I mean, I'll talk about the match in a bit, but the fact is, it ended with some sort of appearance coming out between El Idolo and Pac. So now they're both disputes combined together, which doesn't make any sense. Nothing has been explained. Okay, that aside, focusing on the match. Legitimately, it was the best match out of the 3 that they had. In the sense that, okay, first match, it was a complete squash, right? Malachi Black.
Yeah.
Second match, still a dominant victory by Malachi Black. It made sense for like, okay, now Cody Rhodes is just gonna throw in the table, like throw everything into the woodwork and give his best shot, and maybe surprise Malachi Black here and there. So I like that the match felt like two great. I mean, no offense to Cody, but two great, decent wrestling work in-ring talents, giving it a crazy like 5-star, 4-star, like their attempt to do a crazy 5-star, 4-star match. Sure, everything was great, and then it ended the way it ended.
So other than him winning, essentially pretty clean, right? The first of all, the crowd has already turned on Cody.
Yeah, the crowd booed Cody
Booed the shit out of him. So at this point, he's got to realize this, right? He can't be so egotistical, and maybe this is like that next level, like, you know, Homelander gimmick, whatever, that, or he thinks he's the conquering hero when actually people are booing the shit out of him. But then you see that Malachi is aligning himself with Andrade, so he's going to be it's definitely still a heel, but people are cheering him. So they're like, all right, we're just going to push through. Don't care what the crowd is saying. This is our face. This is our heel. We're going to stick to it because, we have a hit reality TV show. I have to be a babyface.
But this is not a John Cena situation. Like, John Cena was kept as a babyface because he was the number one merchandise seller.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Cena, I don't know what to say. Needle mover.
Noodle mover. What?
Needle mover, bro.
Yeah.
No, like he was all these things, and like you also can guarantee no matter how much he was booed, he was inciting a passionate reaction from the audience, that he could communicate and connect the audience. But there's nothing in this Cody Rhodes that I'm connected to.
Well, I mean, he's famous enough to be on a reality show with his famous wife, and
he just get Tony Khan to like have his connections and like, hey, can you give me a reality show? I also can do that. So
my question is he so deluded into thinking that he's this megastar draw that he won't turn heel, or is he really playing the audience in that?
Okay, so if we were to acknowledge his so-called brilliance, if that is what he's trying to do, the fact that we're getting worked up about it, is he trying to lean into being a babyface, knowing that he can hear the boos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he became like Bo Dallas, in NXT Bo Dallas.
Right.
He's just so deluded, like, yeah, you love me, thank you, thanks for your support, boo.
Yeah, and
I appreciate it.
His entrance gets grander. His wins get bigger.
Yeah.
At the expense of talents like Malachi Black.
So that's the thing that I was pissed off about, like legitimately pissed off, because Malachi Black, through all the nonsense that just went down, a lot of people now realize that Malachi Black just suffered his first loss in AEW to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Wow. Pretty quickly, I add. What happened to? I know this is a very random thing, right? But what happened to that evil invading Brit, Anthony Ogogo?
Yeah, he died.
So basically, everyone who feuds with Cody just fucks off.
Bro, what happened to the Nightmare Collective? No, not Nightmare Factory.
Nightmare Factory, they collectively fucked off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad there's no more QT Marshall on my TV screen. That's for sure.
But like, what? I guess What I'm saying is, it seems like
Kamaroto all gone.
It seems like every time Cody has a feud, it's just to highlight himself.
That's the.
So is he doing it on purpose to become the next Triple H? And okay, so the finish of the match, he hooked him in. It looked like he was gonna do a pedigree, but actually it was a Tiger Driver. Basically a double underhook pile driver, right? So
that was quite a tease, though. That was quite a tease.
Like, so that move almost was like oh, you want me to be a overpush babyface? I give you. Come. So I have to give him credit. If he did that on purpose and he's not just debuting a new move, if he did that on purpose, then I'd be like, okay, he's working the crowd. He's working the internet fans. He's getting us riled up because he realizes that his whole attempt to be this all-conquering babyface, this likable, son of a plumber, that this is not working. And he's purposely leaning into it.
Okay. This is crazy because I know like there's a lot of Cody hate right now, right? But I honestly, in my heart of hearts, deep down, I think Cody Rhodes is brilliant. And he knows what the fuck is up.
Yeah.
He knows what the fuck is. Of course, he knows what the fuck is up. That's for sure. You know why?
Why?
You just see his attire coming to the ring. You just see how grand. You know, he remixed his music and to make it like more orchestral and
Yeah.
like more soundtrackish. And then you're right, because I thought like he made sure, and I thought I was imagining, but he really took his time hooking the hand and making it look like a pedigree.
Yeah.
If he didn't want to make it sound like oh shit, I'm making copying Triple H, right? He would have make it quick and just done the thing, but he took his time.
Yep.
He wanted the crowd to realize, oh my god, is he doing the pedigree? Oh no, cock tease. Okay, I'm gonna go to Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the whole, like, and this is for like the quote unquote smarter fans, the whole imagery of him being a Triple H, you know?
Yeah, that's the point. And don't you think, bro, if he wasn't like he doesn't know what's up, right? It's in his nickname, bro. He already preview him being a heel by his nickname.
Nightmare, the American Nightmare.
The American Nightmare. So what if all along he's been telling people, because he only changed the nickname very recently. He actually changed the nickname, become American Nightmare when he was in ROH as a heel. Throughout his time in the Indies, he was always a heel.
So, bro, are we now saying that we both agree that Cody Rhodes is actually secretly brilliant?
I think that if this ends up being where we go, if I think this ends up being where we end up, right? Because I was here, all the EVPs have succumbed to the dark side.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And all of them rejuvenated their career when they succumbed to the dark side.
Okay.
They know that was like the trigger. Okay, with the moment the crowd turns on us, we're gonna change.
Bro,
because
that was the what? The trigger? You mean
yes.
the V trigger?
Okay, cool. I see what you did there. But why this motherfucker Cody Rhodes never turned heel? And he went on record and saying, "No, I will never turn heel on the company that I built and love." That's such a heel thing to say.
Okay.
Right? Okay, I'm sure backstage he really is a great boss, or he tries his best to take care of his talent. But I feel he is a wrestler.
Yeah.
From the start.
At heart. Yeah. Sure.
At heart, yeah.
Interesting times, I guess. Oh my god. All of a sudden Cody Rhodes is interesting. Okay. Well. As long as it doesn't stop the momentum of Malachi Black, but hopefully Malachi is now going to move on to a feud against Pac. Maybe
do
against.
Do you think he can bounce back though from this loss?
Okay. Yes, because I see where this is going. I see another Andrade versus, because we know from NXT Andrade versus Malachi is definitely a feud that works, right? These two performers know what they're doing, and judging by the cheers that Malachi is getting, I'm pretty sure they're gonna turn on each other, and it'll be Andrade versus Malachi. Pac is going to be there once in a while, but we all know that he's like, I don't know what his contract is.
He's like an absentee father.
Yeah, so he's here for 2 weeks and then he'll fuck off for 3 months, you know, that kind of deal. So it really is pointing to Malachi versus Andrade, with Malachi turning face.
Here's what I want to see, right? In terms of like making all of this worthwhile.
Yeah.
I want to see one more in-ring segment where like Cody Rhodes comes out and say, "I've beaten you, Malachi Black. I've proven to you that I'm better than you. You know, I won't be broken by you." And then Malachi Black actually comes into the ring. He smiles and offers his hand, or like put his hand on his shoulder and said, "What do you mean? I have already broken you."
Ooh.
And then he walks away. And he smiles because he knows that even though, yes, Cody Rhodes has beaten him, but he managed to turn Cody Rhodes into the dark side. That's what he wanted all along.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
I like that. Best Booker 2021. Let's go. Foreign in the building. Yes. And then Bray Wyatt shows up.
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, if that leads to all that, I mean, it's cool. It's cool booking. I would love to see all of this. But that's the point, bro.
It's great that we're here fantasizing. Can you imagine though? We giving Cody all this credit. Actually, it's not actually there. He's
really
gonna continue
the biggest baby face of AEW.
Fucking next week he's gonna come out and cry and kick off his fucking boot and do bullshit like that.
I tell you, next week if he brings out his baby and shows to the crowd, right, I'm like, fuck you, bro. Don't use your baby as sympathy. Fuck off.
Look at my First ever mixed race child.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about some other nice things I like about AEW. The world title tournament. What? I don't know what it's called.
Eliminator tournament. So you had
tournament.
actually, Dustin Rhodes versus Daniel Bryan. That was a good match. And why isn't Dustin featured a little bit more?
Yep. I wanted to bring that up because, like I said, I was watching Dynamite on staycation, so I had it on the TV, and like watching that first match, and it lasted longer than I thought. It was like it went 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. There was no commercial at all during the whole match. Dustin looked great for his age, bro.
Yeah, he's still like, and he has all that experience in terms of selling, in terms of character work, right? So why isn't he doing, a little bit more maybe on screen? Or maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he just wants to work dark.
Maybe he's focusing on because he is apparently a head trainer in AEW Dynamite.
Also, let's not forget, when is Arn Anderson going to pull out the Glock?
The Glock, armed Anderson. I love that.
Armed Anderson, yeah.
One thing I wanted to say was I don't know whether it's Daniel Bryan really short, Bryan Anderson being short, but for some reason, Dustin Rhodes really towers over Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson is slightly shorter, but Dustin Rhodes, Goldust has always been very tall. So you just add the two, the difference is going to be quite stark lah.
Yeah. What I like about this match was, it's essentially Bryan Danielson is telling everyone that I can end the match with any kind of submission.
Mm-hmm.
His finisher was he was doing the Roman Reigns finisher. The one,
guillotine?
where he had, the guillotine. He did a guillotine choke to end the match. Which is interesting because he never have done that before. It's not a signature move. So I think he's really trying to showcase that I can end a match with any submission. It's not just the label lock.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's this week in wrestling. Any other newsworthy things? We talk about the women's TBS title tournament brackets. I don't know what it is. I'm just not interested in it because let's face it, we talked about it. There are not enough women.
Yeah, I agree. Though I did have to credit the Ruby Soho and Penelope Ford match. I actually thought that Penelope Ford came off looking really good in the match. She surprised me lah. She's definitely well done. But I wish get well soon to Lance Archer, who apparently suffered the botch of the century.
Oh my god, that moonsault, right? He landed on his head.
Sometimes when you're a tall guy, right, I think maybe it's a bit not safe to do a moonsault. I think you can rotate in time. No. He really felt like Brock Lesnar, bro, sharpshooter.
Yeah,
is a shooting star.
Yeah, that's why your giant guys don't need to do moves like that. I know you can do it. We know you want to show it off, but it makes your luchadors look like shit. And if you watch it, that's a lot of weight coming down on your neck.
When you watch FMW episode on the Dark Side of the Ring, right? That was how Hayabusa got paralyzed.
Yeah.
He did a lion salt lah, basically. Yeah. And actually, I'm so glad that Chris Jericho, in all his years doing the lion salt, never botched him and landed on his neck. Yeah, so respect to that. So in terms of other news, Impact had their biggest show of the year. I know no one cares, but
biggest show of the year.
Bound for Glory happened. Some newsworthy things that happened. So the formerly known as the Iconics has been repackaged and rebranded as the Inspiration. I mean, okay. And they have won the women's knockout tag team titles.
Yeah.
So kudos to them. I'm glad that they have a landing spot in somewhere in wrestling. They deserve it lah. Mickie James is the champion again. Okay,
sure. I mean, she's a legend, so
yeah. She beat Deonna Purrazzo, who actually had a great title reign. I think she was there was even talks of Britt Baker wanting to have a cross promotional match with Deonna Purrazzo. So now maybe Mickie James might appear in Dynamite.
Oh God.
Okay, and then the biggest news, I mean, I don't know whether it's considered big to you lah, but I didn't know that Impact has also a Money in the Bank contract equivalent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's like a call he's shot or something like that, whatever it is. So Josh Alexander versus Christian was the main event.
Yeah.
Josh Alexander won, and then Moose cashed in his contract and then beat him on the spot.
Yeah. So two title changes. Well, can we first of all say Christian like celebrated return to the ring? Oh, AEW, I'm gonna outwork everybody. Is in like jobber matches basically and wins a championship. It wasn't the big one. It was the Impact World title. Woo! Goes over and then like I don't even know if he had matches in between because nobody watches Impact and then he loses it at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, he basically his entire life is just a transitional champion, bro.
I feel like wow. And okay, you know,
Poor guy.
I get that he's technically an AEW guy. So at some point he had to have lost that title, right? Mm-hmm. But wow, way to make him look like a fucking transitional guy.
But I mean, I guess you had him on the biggest show of the year in Impact, what? So,
Fuck.
and the main event, I mean, come on.
The call your shot briefcase. Okay, there you go.
Okay,
By the way, a quick like sidetrack to NXT, right? You know how Carmelo Hayes won the breakout tournament?
Yes.
And apparently that also has money in the bank sort of powers where you can call your shot instantly. Like that had never been established ever until he won the North American Championship from Swerve.
Yeah, so apparently you win the tournament, you have a shot at any title or just the North American?
No, at any title, but it was never stated you can cash it in anytime like Money in the Bank. It was always assumed that you had to, okay, I would like to challenge you. And then they sign the contract, blah, blah, blah. But apparently now you can. So I guess they did that to Swerve.
That was a nice swerve, bro.
But it would like, it just felt like lazy booking to me.
Yeah, I think they just made it interesting for the sake of making it interesting.
Yeah.
I even forgot about that by the time this podcast was almost a week ago.
Yeah.
So that is not really a good thing because it kind of made it forgettable.
NXT has been it's been rough.
NXT is just a developmental show and we have to accept that as it is. Yeah. One thing that maybe might have slipped your attention is that the winner of G1 Climax has been announced. Mm-hmm. So that happened over the last 2 months, which I know both of us don't really keep track. But the winner is Okada. Okada beat Ibushi, and Ibushi apparently had quite a threatening shoulder injury. And he got injured during the match, but managed to finish the match.
Okay.
In the finals. But one thing that was interesting about this was that, so now Okada, usually the G1 Climax winner can challenge for the title at
Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
So usually he will hold a contract or like a briefcase. That's their money in the bank, so-called. But he said, right, instead of having the briefcase as a significant, like a visual significance to show that I have the contract, he says he wants to hold the original IWGP World Heavyweight title as a contract.
Okay, what's he gonna throw the title in when he wants to cash it in?
So what he's saying is they are just admitting that your unified title looks like shit.
Oh god.
I'm holding the real legitimate heavyweight title as a contract, and I believe that if he is gonna go to Wrestle Kingdom and fight, he says that once he wins that, then he's gonna re-establish
that makes sense.
Title. And that's a way to get out of this exit zone lah.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't mind. Like we check out Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe we'll do a live podcast while Wrestle Kingdom is going on. I don't know if you guys will be interested in that, but that's our once a year viewing of a New Japan pay-per-view. Wrestle Kingdom.
We'll try to make it fun lah.
Yeah,
or we try to entertain ourselves lah.
Yeah, but it's over the weekend. It's like a Saturday, Sunday night, right? So it's perfect timing for us, like a proper, wrestling event where we can sit down, have drinks, and snack, as opposed to waking up at 8 in the morning and trying to hype.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if you want to make it a party, bro, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll bring your own BYOB. Bring your own beer or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't mind, bro. I think, right, a lot of us, we've missed, I don't know about you back in your day, but I've never really had people come by and like sit down and hang out and watch wrestling together. The last time I ever did that was in 2014, watching WrestleMania 30 and actually seeing Undertaker lose his streak with my friends.
Right. Yeah, no, for me, it's the Attitude Era, bro. Because I lived on campus in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So we would gather in the lounge and sit down and watch. And like you would have beer, you would have pizza, like a whole bunch of rowdy guys and gals. So it was like a real party vibe.
Sounds fun, man.
I miss that shit, man. And it was always on a Sunday night. So yeah.
You know what? I mean, hopefully like things get better in next year or what. But I don't mind, man. Like kick to the gut. Let's organize some like viewing parties.
Let's go. Let's do it.
That would be fun. And then like we just get like a couple of our friends or listeners, whoever's interested.
2024. At this fucking rate we're going.
No lah. I mean like okay lah. At most what, five people, right? Fuck lah. We just get 5 of our favorite like listeners to come.
5 now also cannot. No. Now only 2. Unless you are a delegate.
Change. Hopefully we're in changes.
Maybe next year, WrestleMania at least, huh? Because I don't think it's going to happen by Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, it is what it is.
Let's hope so. I mean, I've got a couple of people on the chat of people like DMing us and keep asking like you should do a viewing party, and I can see the appeal of that. So like, why not?
But bro, in this day and age, watch party on Discord, and we do the show live. That works. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. That'll do it for us this week. There's been a lot to talk about, and thank you so much for hanging out, by the way, everybody. If you missed any of it, as usual, you can check out the video on demand here on YouTube. If you haven't already, hit like, all right? Do us a favor, hit like. It helps us.
And please thank one of our listeners, Gaddafi, for giving us the good internet connection today.
The internet cable
came through.
Came through, man. Also on Spotify and wherever else you get your audio podcasts, if you want to listen to us on the go, you can download the show as well. We really appreciate it. Come say hi to us on Instagram. Kick to the Gut on Facebook also. Yeah, man, that's it all from me.
Yeah, man. Next week, I think there will be some Halloween-related shows coming up from WWE. NXT. Halloween Havoc is happening. So on
NXT, which means fucking zombies.
Yes, we might do a Halloween theme episode next week. Let's see how it goes.
Also, I know it's still a bit early, but chat, can we all say happy birthday to Foreign in the building? His birthday is this week, is on Friday, bro.
Yo, man. Guys, please don't give me any gifts. Don't give me any compliments or what. If you ever want to do something for me on my birthday, please like and stream and check out my new single that drops on Friday.
Wait, hold on. You're saying that your new single, the hottest track, all right, this track be lit, yo. I haven't even heard it. I know it's going to be lit, okay? You are dropping it on your birthday, bro. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, my brother.
Oh, damn! Hey, salah, wrong sound effect. That's the one. I fucking.
I think the first one made a lot of sense also.
No. Hey, Foreign in the building. Okay. Tell everybody where they can stream it. What's the title called? And tell us about the song, bro. We want to know.
Yeah, but okay. So the song is called Deadlock, featuring one of my favorite rappers and best friends, Charles Dinero. One cool thing about this song, I mean, it's like a hip hop track, but it's actually the official soundtrack to a short film that's coming out, an action short film.
Nice.
Like an action movie kind of thing. So like the song is gonna be like featured in the movie itself. It's like
soundtrack, bro. Movie soundtrack. Ooh. What?
Yeah, man. So if you like The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar on Black Panther, or like Shang-Chi had Rich Brian.
Yeah.
Fucking Spider-Man had like what's that guy? Post Malone.
Overkin says, it's confirmed will be more lit than The Rock's rap. Let's go. Okay.
So that is the level that I try to aspire to go beyond. If I can do a better rap job than The Rock, then okay lah, good enough.
Confirm can. I've heard your other raps before. Okay, so it's called Deadlock. You can stream it on Spotify. And you know what you need to do? Kick to the Gut family. When it drops, you'll let everybody know on Kick to the Gut on our Instagram page, right? When it drops on Spotify, you press on and you repeat. Press repeat and leave it there, and you jam out to it the whole day. Even you taking a shit, bathing, at the gym, sleeping, you just put it in one corner and play. Let's get like 1 million listens. Let's go.
And also some fun wrestling related thing that I think all of you wrestling fans can appreciate. So I'm going to be dropping a music video as well. Woo! Same day on Friday.
YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube as well. So I'll pass you guys all the links. Please check out my own personal Instagram page, Farhan Shafi. But in my raps, I dropped some wrestling references.
Nice.
So let me know if you guys, when you guys hear the song, you hear the wrestling reference, drop us a DM and let me know if you guys caught it. Okay,
Bro, next week can we do a watch along to your music video?
Yeah, I'm sure you can put it. We can put it on the podcast if you guys want.
And then we
sure.
narrate, we talk about it.
Okay. Breaking down Foreign's latest music video. Sure,
Yes. All right, let's send it to the moon.
Yes. And I'm counting on all of you, like, Kick to the Gut listeners, man, because you guys are one of, like, the only people that, you know, like, really knows me on a personal basis, I guess.
Family,
Seeing us
bro.
week to week.
We're family.
So I'm counting on our Kick to the Gut fans and listeners to come through and listen and stream it, guys, okay?
Bro, let's kick this song straight to the moon. Not to the gut, but to the moon. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? If this does well, maybe I do a more wrestling-related music songs and music videos. I don't know.
Bro, when are we doing a music video together? Kick to the Gut music video and rap.
Okay, if we were to do a song like that, right, Mr. Young, I need you to be the MV and I need to play as like doing the Bruce Buffer, the announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, bro, can I have a part where I sing? I'm an ass man. Yeah, I'm an ass man. Woo!
Do you remember back in the day, The Rock actually had a song with Wyclef Jean? And then he just says, "It doesn't matter."
Oh my God, you're right.
Remember
I totally forgot about that song. Yeah, he just says, "It doesn't matter."
And then it becomes a sample. Yeah, I don't mind if you become that. You just do you just say whatever, like Cody sucks or whatever. That becomes the sample of the song, bro.
A man. Hey, wait. He's just a common man.
Yeah.
A man. No, S-Man is the best song.
Don't worry, Mr. You got a voice for it though. So
It's tight, bro. It's tight. It's either I'm an ass man or he's a man.
Oh shit, William Regal, right?
Such a man. Okay, bro. One day we have to do WWE karaoke.
I think that would be fun.
That's an episode in itself. It has to be on a Friday night. We get drunk and get everybody to come together and sing.
Can. I'll try to cut my halal haram meter for the night.
He's a real man. Okay, anyway, we're being silly now. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, on the video, and yeah, go and drink a lot of water and be healthy.
Yes, man. I'll see you guys next week. Post birthday. Hopefully, I have a good weekend, and you guys have a good foreign birthday weekend as well.
Yes, remember to stream Deadlock, right?
Yep, Deadlock.
Deadlock on Spotify and on YouTube. And we'll see you again next Monday for more Kick to the Gut. It's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building.
He's a man. Such a man. I'm an ass. Okay, let's go.
Done.